Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode tonight. I'm going to go ahead and turn the music down and get this intense stuff off so we can set the mood properly. Welcome. Hope all of you are having a wonderful evening tonight. If this is your first time here, or if you've been here before, this is the group Trials of Imagination. We normally stream every Tuesday night and play Dungeons and Dragons. We are currently going through a campaign that is almost at its 1 year mark now. It's kind of crazy to think about that. Been going on for a little bit. We have been going through the module known as Curse of Strahd with a little bit of a homebrew twist on it. But tonight we're not doing that. Tonight we're doing something different that is tied into the campaign, but has a focal point shifted to one of the characters found within the campaign, who is played by Mist Beckons. Is a character known as Elbereth. So if you've been following along with the campaign, you will be familiar with her character, at least in the sense of the campaign. But we will be going back in time a little bit tonight to focus on Miss Elbereth's backstory and some of the things that went on, not only before the campaign, but before she was even part of the current party in the current campaign that we are going through. So we will be visiting completely new territory. Some of us that are here tonight will be playing characters that you have seen before in the campaign. Some of them will be playing characters you have not seen before. And we also have a guest DM tonight, so that we will have someone else taking the helm and allowing me to take a step back and just be a player tonight, which should be rather interesting. I haven't got to do that, specifically the character I'm doing, in quite a while. So this should be fun. But tonight is going to be run by Mr. Stormer. A lot of you are probably familiar with him. You see him in chat all the time. If you're with the group here, we play games and stuff all the time, whether after D&D or have discussions and stuff. So you might have met him by now. His name is Michael in real life, but goes by Stormer on Twitch. So he's going to be running the show tonight. Once we get going, he'll be the DM, and we'll take this thing rocking and rolling and have a good time. Some quick announcements just to go through before we do the handoff. So, as we said, this is a group Trials of Imagination. We do play D&D every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You will notice that typically we do not engage with chat vocally. This is an attempt of trying to give as much credit and credit where credit is due towards the gameplay and the immersion, and just staying focused and not getting distracted by kind of just completely shifting gears and talking to breaking the fourth wall, if you will. So you won't see us interact with you vocally a whole lot. However, a lot of us do exist in chat, so you might see us reply to you there. Or I don't know how we'll do this. We didn't really talk about this, but we have potential to do a post-stream chat where we can talk about a little stuff at the end. It depends on how long the night goes and what goes on there, but TBD for that one. So if you try to talk to us in chat and you just see that we're not answering you, it's nothing personal. We do see it. We're just not going to break the immersion of the role play and try to stay in that zone and in character as much as we can. So we'll try to reply to you in chat, but if we miss it, I'm sorry. We'll try to get to it whenever we can, or hopefully maybe at the end of the stream. So if any of us do not respond in chat and you do see somebody trying to engage that way, if you would just kindly let them know. That way they don't feel left out or like we're ignoring them. They just can know what's going on and hopefully understand that and be respectful for it, and then maybe talk to us at the end of the stream. That would be greatly appreciated. A few of the standard announcements. We have a podcast. So if you do !podcast in the chat, it will give you a link to that. We have a lot of these episodes in audio format there, and we're slowly but surely getting all of them formatted to where they will all be there eventually. And we also have a few one-offs to where we just talk about nerd stuff, whether it be D&D or just anything in general that you can find there on Spotify and a few other outlets. But that at least will get you to a Spotify link where you can listen to that. We do have a Patreon. You can do !Patreon in the chat. That will give you a place that if you want to donate or give in a place where you don't feel like wherever you are donating is taking away a big chunk of it, so you know that the vast majority of your contribution goes right here. That is what that is for. And it also allows us to kind of give back to the community as well, because the design of Patreon is like, hey, you give us this, and then we're going to give you this in return. So it's a good it's a good system for the people who wanted more of a outlet to be able to give without feeling like a lot of their contribution was being taken away. So that is something we have there. You can do exclamation point merch. We have a merch store as well. A lot of times when we do giveaways, that's where stuff comes from there. We're always trying to add new stuff that is relevant to quotes or funny inside joke moments or anything that goes on in the campaign. And who knows, might even have some from tonight. We'll see. But you can go there at any point in time. Even if you don't have the link here, it's really easy now because we just have trialsofimagination.com is where the merch store is. So you can type that in whenever you want, and that'll take you straight to the merch store. And that is that. They already did it in chat, but we do have YouTube, which is where all these videos go up later. So if you miss it tonight or you have to come in and out and you don't get to fully be engaged in all of it, it's fine. It's okay. They'll stay up on Twitch until they get removed, which typically it changed a little bit recently, but by and large, it's somewhere between like 2 weeks to 4 weeks before Twitch pulls them. And only if you're a partner does it last a little bit longer. But so they'll be on Twitch for a little while. So if you want to watch them there afterwards, you can do that. Or they will permanently be on YouTube, to where there's always somewhere that if you have to miss for life or you got to go to sleep or whatever it may be, we'll have these things on YouTube so that you can watch them at your own time and your own pace. And you can do exclamation point YouTube anytime you need a link for that in the chat. You can also do exclamation point socials. That will just give you a generic link that will take you to all the socials that we have. So it'll literally take you anywhere. And yeah, I think that covers everything I can think of. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. For all who are new here, welcome. Hope you have a wonderful night tonight. And if you are new, or even if you're not, if you do see somebody come in and ask, hey, what the heck is happening? I don't recognize this. If you would, fill them in. If you don't see us already do that in chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. That way they know that this isn't some random shift of the campaign, that this is a special one-shot designated to a specific setting and a specific time and place around a specific character, of which I am very excited for. I'm looking forward to tonight and getting to experience a little more of Miss Elbereth's backstory. But I think that is enough talking from me. So without further ado, I'm going to shift the cameras. So you're about to see all the players and the DM, minus Mr. Richard. He's at Bible study, so he'll be a few minutes late. But as per usual, the second he gets in, we'll make sure to pull that up the way you get everybody included. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and switch that over. And yep, we're good. Nothing's broken. We can see everybody. You can see names on the screen.
So sorry.
And as I said,
this should be.
This is, well, I can't point in any direction because like it all looks confusing. Mr. Stormer is in the slot that has the DM on the square, so that's all that matters. So I am going to hand it off to him now, and no pressure, but this is on you. So take it away.
Exactly.
Take it away, and you can hand it back whenever you feel like you're ready to cry.
Oh, it might be soon. So thank you all for joining us, and thanks TOI for letting me DM this one shot. I am super excited. Got some awesome stuff today. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So many years ago, a brother and a sister served the mighty Celestials in their desire to provide protection to the mortal realm. We find ourselves in the city of Kianoth on the celestial plane. The sky above and the clouds below shine brightly, and the many panes of glass and polished stone and metal reflect the sun's light, making it shine and sparkle with a beautiful gleam. Colorful banners flap in the wind and birds alight on the perches around the walls. And we see a sight that would make even the gods jealous, and any mortal would find utterly mesmerizing. The streets below bustle with Celestials going about their daily duties with fervor. But one person, Lanelian, ignores all of this. He leans over a wall looking at the clouds below him before turning and looking to his companion, Renlor. "Don't worry," he says. They don't suspect a thing. Renlor looks about nervously. They are close to finding out. Those two could be trouble. A thing easily remedied. After this next assignment the council has for them, if they survive, we'll send them to Treylock. Send them. Really? Of course. Place the blame on them and claim the artifact for ourselves. Renlor's eyes dart around and he kind of nervously twitches as if to see the siblings appear out of thin air. Do you really think they would be fooled by this? Althael is too trusting, too ready to do whatever's right, easily manipulated. At least if we give him the right reason. Elbereth, she's far too brash. We simply need Iridia to do a bit of prodding and a little poking here and there, and she'll do whatever we ask. Renlor looks at his friend in the eyes. This is a dangerous game you're playing. Lanelian smirks. Yes, but if it works, we get exactly what we want. Godhood. While this conversation is going on, Malthael and Elbereth are walking the halls of the council building. They have been summoned to the council chamber to receive their next assignment. So, Matt, Bex, if you would, introduce your characters.
I'll let Bex go first.
I'm playing Elbereth. I don't know what sort of introductions to make. I want to go first.
All right, Malthael.
I'll go first. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even in the scene.
Okay. So I'm playing Malthael. It is a rather tall celestial, typically in a robe or hooded-like type of attire. You could think of, if you need a frame of reference, you can think Jedi type of attire or more on the black side in terms of color. He stands at about 7'6", so he's a pretty tall guy. He's not lanky either. I wouldn't describe him as like big and hulking necessarily, but he's not scrawny. So he's a rather sizable and intimidating fellow just from stature. His personality is pretty lawful good, if you want like just a open-ended way to explain it. It is very much about justice in the most literal sense possible of what is right and wrong in the line. There's like a clear line for him, and he is pretty much tasked with enforcing said things. You could consider him the executioner for his people. That's kind of like his task and his position, although he is not one that takes joy or pleasure in it. He just understands the necessity and like fitting in the laws of nature and the way that life needs to proceed. But he, by and large, is a good-hearted individual. Kind of like Stormer said, with the characters teasing him a little bit, that you give him the right reasons and he's going to be a little predictable because he has a code that he abides by.
All right, Bex.
So yeah, Elbereth is dressed a little differently than how she would normally be in the main campaign. She's got full plate and a great sword that's like ridiculously huge, and she's a shorty next to Malthael, only 6'7".
Oh my.
Yeah, this is a lot shorter than.
It's almost a foot.
Yeah. Let's see. What I lost what I was doing. And so yeah, so like I guess as they walk, she's probably like walking with a bit of a swagger. And
Can you show us what that would look like? Yeah. Yeah. Worth.
Meep.
Yeah, meep. But yeah, sorry, I was just told I was breathing into the mic. Yeah, I don't remember what other sort of things.
right.
She's, yeah, so, I guess, yeah.
All right, cool. So, as Malthael and Elbereth walk down the halls of the council building, some of their fellows walk past them and give them a salute or nod their head in their direction, giving them the respect that these two siblings have earned throughout their career. And as they approach the door to the council chamber to receive their next mission, you see a familiar, not very welcome face waiting to greet you. Aridia, a tall, celestial female, standing at the front of the door with a smirk on her face. As Elbereth and Malthael approach, she looks to Elbereth and says, "So, they tasked you with this one, huh? Pity. It's kind of a milk run."
You're just jealous.
What is there to be jealous of?
Everything?
It's hard to be jealous of everything when you already have it.
You do not have my skill. You do not have my looks. Yeah.
I also don't have a brooding brother who would rather wet his blade than anything else. But, never mind. Please, continue on with your little soiree. And she turns around and walks back down the hall, making sure that she gets as close as possible to Elbereth without actually touching her. And as she walks away, the doors open and you see Lanlian standing in the council chamber. Yes, please, come inside. We have a new assignment for you. And he gestures towards a small table off to one corner. The council has been released, and it is now just you and a few guards in the room. He takes his seat at the end of the table and beckons for you two to sit down.
Yeah. I'll nod, move forward, and take a seat.
Sit, kind of like lean, feet up on the table.
Like give like a little, not a punch, but like a little backwards knock on her knee to get her to take her legs off.
Put them down and it'll just kind of, just sitting in a very casual.
He, Lanlian kind of looks at you two. Just... Anyway, we have a new mission for you, obviously. There is a small village in the Dalelands that has been praying to the gods for assistance, and you are the ones we've decided to send. We need you to travel to a small village named Dracor. Well, village by our standards, of course. It's, I guess most mortals would consider it a town, but no matter. There's a neighboring city that has been... they've lost contact with for several years, evidently, but they've sent messengers, guards, even hired a few adventurers, and even petitioned the king for help with no avail. They've completely lost contact. Nobody has ever returned. So I need you to speak to the mayor of Dracos, find out what you can, travel to this other place, and report back what you find. Simple as that.
You're just sending us to talk?
You have a problem with that?
I mean, you've got those other people in robes to talk, but we can go talk.
Last time I checked, Malthael is currently wearing robes.
Yeah, I told you shouldn't wear those. Makes you look weak.
He just kind of just looks at you.
My dear girl, if a cloak makes one look weak and a sword makes one strong, then we would see nothing but conflict. There is great strength in being able to speak to somebody to prevent them from using a sword, but I wouldn't imagine you would know what that's like, now would you? Anyway, the fact that this town has been essentially missing for, from what I understand, 10 to 15 years is cause for some great concern. The fact that the king himself is unable to make contact with them, and the fact that they've been beseeching the gods by some extreme measures, shall we say, makes me think that there's something more than just talking that needs doing. So, the council saw fit, against my better judgment, I might say, to ask you two to investigate. Now, the question is, will you go willingly, or am I going to have to give you an order?
Elbereth just kind of looks at Matthew because she usually just follows his lead on what assignments to take.
And there's just kind of like, he's sitting up pretty straight and just making direct eye contact with this guy constantly. He's going to say something to him. Now, for quick clarification, if anyone did watch Campaign 1, I had like a voice changer from out there and everything, but I always heard it was very difficult to understand what he was saying, so I'm not going to do that here, so it's not going to sound exactly like it did, so it might sound a little different, but that's fine. Hopefully it'll be more legible. Okay, so he's just going to look at this guy with his mouth. He just has his arms crossed. Speak about them like actual people. Then we'll go.
That's
Hey,
not
don't-
Raphael's voice. Try again.
What's the point of disclaimers?
Marthiel, you are in no such position to make demands of me one way or the other. I'm giving you the respect you deserve after years of service by requesting you go, but I can tell you to go.
And I can make it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. All I'm asking, speak about them like people, not like objects. Or do you want to fill out 10 miles of paperwork just to make an order on us?
He reaches back, pulls out a small case, unscrews the top of the case, pulls out a small scroll, unfurls it. There are 12 seals at the bottom, and a signature on a line says, "You really think I wouldn't have this already?"
He's just staring, like doesn't say anything.
Elbereth, what do you say?
I mean, it looks like you want us to go really bad. Is it hard? It's going to be hard, right? Because that's why you would call us.
I didn't want you to be the ones to go. I would rather have Aridia go, but the council thought you were the better.
Well, obviously we're better.
That has yet to be determined.
I think we've
Very
proved it
well.
over.
I, Councillor Lane Liel, with the seals of the council, order you to travel to the city of Dracor and see what has become of its neighboring town. This is an order from the gods and from the council, and he pushes the paperwork forward.
Malthael is going to stand up and walk within probably a foot distance from this guy to make Well, I don't know how tall he is, so I don't know if it's eye-to-eye contact or what the situation is. But he's going to grab the papers. If this is the will of the council, then we will do it. But you should know, you continue to talk about people like that, one day it's going to catch up to you.
He does look up to you because he's shorter than Elbereth, very wiry looking guy. You see, I did not make it onto the council by being witless. Do not make threats to me, child.
You actually hear him snicker.
Now, I do believe that there are a few of your friends that want to join you. I've already spoken to them. Idris will be joining you shortly, but Talia should be on her way shortly. And as he says that, almost on cue, the doors swing open, and you see Talia walk through the door. So, SJ, if you would like to go ahead and introduce your character.
Malthael just pinches his nose and just...
I guess I'm basing my character off of his reaction to me walking in the room. Talia is Asmar sorcerer. She stands 2 inches below Malthael. She is dressed in white and slightly gray robes. And she based on his reaction, I'm just gonna say that she grew up with Malthael. They are basically the same age, and she tortured him as a child all the way through whatever type of schooling they may have had. She was always there on his heel, torturing him. Not physically hurting him, but just an annoyance of a person. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Malthael and Elbereth, you see Talia come through the door. How are you walking in, Talia?
Proper. Overly proper.
All right, so you see shoulders back, chin held high, arms held behind her back as she stands at a perfect parade rest as she reaches the table. Very proud looking person, which is contrasting Elbereth quite nicely. Lenlian looks to her and says, "Ah, there you are. Well, I shall bid you goodbye for now, and I trust you will report back when you're finished. I would rather not have to go looking for you." He turns to Elbereth and glares and says, "Again." And then he turns around and walks out the door.
Well, that was short.
I don't like that fellow.
You never have.
Why are you here?
Well, he asked me to be here. Someone has to look after you two.
He's right though, right? You do. Why do you care so much about them? You know, whatever. Care too much about those humans. They rely on us, so.
Be mindful of how you speak about others.
They rely on us, which is why he does care oh so much.
Power is not the only value in life to be had.
Oh, you missed it. He was over here throwing a fit about how he was talking about them.
Believe me,
just
I've heard
humans.
him have that conversation before. It is no surprise.
I've seen you throw a fit. I don't think you could call what I just did a fit.
Yeah, well, okay.
Miss Drama Queen.
I'm not a drama queen. You're just
Excellent
overly
comeback.
quiet.
You really are siblings.
I was going to say that!
Yep.
You took my line! Oh, the love between two siblings.
Yep.
Quite enjoyable at times.
Well,
So, as your conversation continues, you see one of the clerks from just outside the room enter and come and yes, shall you be going on your own, or will you be taking the teleporter?
the thing makes me sick.
Yes, but it gets you there in like 2 seconds.
Yes, but sick.
I think he would like to enjoy the journey.
I hate you.
The faster we get there, the faster we can come back and they celebrate. What a good job we did.
Do you hate me or the teleporter? That
Yes.
was unclear.
I think it is both, yes. But... Anyway, very well. Well, if you are flying, you know the way, and bye. And he just turns around and walks away.
I'm gonna go gather my things. Where would you like to meet before we head out?
Is the answer nowhere acceptable?
You know, you might as well accept the fact that I am coming with you. Do you detest me that much? After all these years of knowing each other, I know I have been a pest, but...
Out of the minimal amount of respect I have for you, I will not grace that with a response.
Animal?
Just glad Idris will be coming along.
Yes, Idris. Where is Idris?
Question.
Probably scourging his face with food.
Yes, that is most likely. Well, like I said, I'm gonna go gather my things, and I will meet you by the oaks, I guess.
Could you be more specific? There's a lot of oaks here.
The specific place that we tend to call the oaks. He even has a sign. Oaks.
Okay, really quick. How could this be even more sassy than Ayla?
She finds a way.
Lost your sassiness in the last episode.
Yep. Fine.
You're the one trying to make things difficult, not me.
I'll get him there.
Right. Don't leave without me this time. And I go off.
No
Right.
promises.
So
Be faster.
just be fast. Yes, that is the solution. So as she turns around and begins to walk out, you notice that her stride is like exactly 60 strides per minute. Does not deviate at all, just one step a second. And it's painfully proper. But the doors close after she leaves. It is currently just you two and the two guards at the door in the council chamber.
Malthael just looks dejected. Why?
They seem like they're mad at you, so that's probably why.
And me. Sure. Says the person that went off and didn't follow the mission last time.
Got it done. Just didn't do it your way.
You broke 4 buildings.
They didn't say don't break buildings. We saved the people.
But ruined their homes.
They can make a new one. Get a tent. That's fine. They're alive.
I would like to see you survive in a tent.
Obviously, I wouldn't get in that situation.
Mm. Well, since apparently we're going to be doing this, and it's prepare everything we need for the journey. So, I'd like to go and get any form of items and or materials that I would carry along for the trip.
All right, cool. So you, Malthael and Elbereth, exit the council chamber and start heading down the long hall back to the main foyer of the council's building. As you both know, once you reach the foyer, you go down a short hall to the right side of the exit to the requisitions office and to the requisitions officer. So as you approach, you see a very plump-looking Asmar whose wings look incredibly small compared to the rest of his body. Very comical-looking. He sits down on a chair that creaks every single time it moves, as if it is groaning under the weight of what it has to bear. He's an apprentice who is young, compared to the old master as well as the siblings, at only around 60 years old. Runs up beside him, whispers something in his ear. And says, yes, oh, of course. He looks up. Malthael and Elbereth, welcome. What can I help you with? Are you finally going to come get that dinner with me, Elbereth? And he kind of gives you a weird, awkward smile.
I just like turn and with a grin.
We're here for supplies.
Well, next time then. What can I help you with? What can I help you with?
Please do keep trying. I get great entertainment from this.
Oh, she'll give in one day. It's persistence, like wind against the stone.
He's just gonna like kind of whisper like a side mouth where Elbereth can hear it, but not him. Unlikely.
I hate you so much.
Hmm.
He just sits down and hands folded on like resting on his stomach. What can I get you?
Don't be shy. You're usually the one that breaks the bank.
No, I got everything I need right here. Taps her great sword.
Oh, come now. We both know that's not true. You always have a list.
Alright then, the usual. Give me what I had last time.
Very well. He turns around. Let me get that for you. Squire, get that for her. And his squire runs out into the back room. And Malthael, what will you have? Huh?
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
And blueberry muffin.
Wait. No,
see, what I heard was give me all the bacon and eggs you have, But you're a vegetarian, so what could you absolutely need with bacon and eggs?
He just turns to look at. If you've been telling people I'm vegetarian again.
That would be.
It's like. Just if there's literally any meat on the table, he's just gonna grab it and just immediately put it in his mouth.
I wouldn't know.
Wow, you're giving up already. You seemed so.
He pulls out a small vial and hands it to you. I'm afraid that's about 4 days old, so here's a cure poison potion. Please drink that immediately.
I've had worse.
All right.
He
turns around. The squire comes running back with a rather large bag. In that bag, he hands it over to you. In that bag, you will find 4 potions of greater healing. You will find a potion of hill giant strength. You will find enough rations for 1 week, as well as a brand new. I wouldn't call it a tent. I would call it more of a mobile mansion stuffed into the bottom of this bag.
Ooh. Okay.
Anyway, what else can I do for you? He says, and then you kind of see him look past you. He says, oh, Idris, welcome. Richard, thank you so much for showing up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please
I think I have
introduce
everything going.
Idris.
Give me just a second. I'm still getting things running in here.
Oh boy.
No
Fair enough.
worries.
I hear your music.
You do?
Beautiful. Okay.
Awesome.
Ignore that long string of hex text I sent you. I thought you needed that. You do not.
I do not know.
Okay,
I like
so
the shirt.
thank you. Seasonal.
Heck
My
yeah.
allergies.
Heck yeah.
Same.
Okay, so hit me with that last beat again. I was still getting things configured and ready.
You're good. So, the requisitions master, massive Asimar. He is around 7 foot tall, probably close to 600 pounds. His wings, which are have like feathers missing from them, look tiny and comical compared to the rest of his body. He just got done flirting with Elbereth, which was amazing. And he notices you walking up into the requisition office, calls out to you and says, "Ah, Idris, what can I get you today?"
Oh, good evening. So how are you today?
Hell, I could be better. I just watched your friend here eat 4-day-old meat and then refuse to take a poison potion. So I think it's about to get better.
It's not the first time he's done this. He'll be fine.
Oh, I'm
His
sure
insides
after
are made
the
of stirred stuff.
I'm sure after it comes out of both ends for a few hours, you'll be fine. But till then, keep this. And he slides the potion towards you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Man, that's disgusting.
I'm not wrong. That's the funny thing. Anyway. Do you need anything? Any supplies? Anything at all?
I don't believe. I was just coming to check on my friends here. I found, was it Mathael that did the eating?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found him in an expected state then.
I'm sorry, you found him in what?
I found him in his expected state then, being foolish.
Well, I'm not going to be the one to say it because I value my head, but you are friends, so sure he'll let that one slide. Squire! And he kind of, like, shuffles himself in his chair. He's like, right, all right.
Yep. He's
Anything else?
Malthael's gonna give like a. Idris is behind him, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's just gonna like, oh, I'll let it slide. And he does an elbow. Straight to Idris' gut. Slide right there.
Roll an unarmed strike.
Oh, God.
First roll!
Why would you do that?
Only
First
half
roll
the
is against
acted.
Idris.
Dang it.
That's
Not like this. Not like
Did
this.
he hit him? Did he hit him?
Yours rolling for hit.
Yep, so just a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Plus strength. Me a 19.
Yep.
All right, so what is your strength modifier, Matt?
Total. Plus 10.
So you do 11 bludgeoning damage. Oh, what? The quartermaster pulls out just a regular health potion. Drink this.
Thank you. Thank you.
And do you drink it?
Yes.
Okay. So as you drink it, you physically feel a rib pop back into socket from where he elbowed you.
Kind of grunts a little. Always the prankster, this one.
You started it.
I do believe you should be off. Talia was here earlier. I'm sure she's going to be joining you. And he kind of he looks over at Amaltheon's like, please don't kill her. I would rather not have to tell her father that you swung a sword at her again.
That last time didn't count. She just happened to be in the way.
In the way of a... Okay, fine. Well, be off. I've got work to do. Elbereth. Invitation's still open.
okay. Goodbye.
Very well. All right, back to work. Squire, do my work. And as you guys move out of the requisitions room and out into the streets, the sun is high in the sky. The city is gleaming around you. The wind swirling, lifting all of the heat that would normally be radiating from the sun away from your body. The trees rustle peacefully, and the whole place seems more serene than it should. And you walk down to what you know of as the Oaks. And when you get there, you see a small fence that leads into what we can only describe as a practice yard. There are some Celestials practicing katas. There are some sparring with one another. And at the very end of the training yard, you see Talia waiting next to a opening in a barrier between you and the open sky that is completely unguarded. A place that you all know well as the launching point into the mortal realm.
Oh, goody. You're still here.
I'm not a horrible being, Malthael.
Riveting. Okay, well, shall we go?
You first.
Kind of sighs because he hates this teleporting thing.
We're not teleporting. We're flying.
We did decide to fly? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. All right, I misheard. Okay. All right, well. Unless anybody else has anything, like my character's good to proceed.
Idris, good to see you.
You as well.
Did they find you?
Inside
Or
check.
did you find them?
That's just a joke.
He knows I'm not a horrible being, unlike some people here.
There's footsteps in my ears, and it creeped me out for half a second. Went through the
Oh
sound
yeah,
layer.
there is. Yep.
I was like, wait, what?
It's like when you watch a video with the knocking.
Mhm.
All right, so as you all prepare to take off, you go to the edge and look down. The clouds bright in the midday sun, looking peaceful and serene. You all do notice that as you approach the edge, all of the clacking of wooden swords together and the whoosh of different weapons through the air cease. And as you look back before stepping off, all of the different soldiers and paladins and clerics who are practicing in the yard are saluting you as you launch into your mission.
Seems we are the star of the show today.
Yep.
So,
Malthael salutes back. Sees Elbereth doing her little wave stuff and just like while saluting, just like thumps her in the ear.
I do a salute.
okay, you see her do a salute, and it's so incredibly annoyingly perfect. Like, arm is completely parallel to the ground. There's that perfect 45-degree angle, like right at the edge of her eye. I mean, like,
Just one.
the U.S. Honor Guard would be absolutely astonished at how perfect that salute is. That is one of the worst salutes I've ever seen, Richard.
Come on. My fingers
He's just
bend, so
trying to-
I will never give a perfect salute.
It's like trying to
anyway.
copy it as best you can.
As you do so, you step off into the air, your wings unfurling as you rush through the wind. And as you both gracefully fly through the air, as well as giving a little bit of fall through the clouds, you feel the all too familiar passing of your body through some sort of shield, and you pass through into the mortal realm above Faerun. The Dale lands, which you are all very familiar with, as this is kind of your area of Faerun, come into view. Its forests and marshes greet you with the familiar scent of pine and moss. And as you land, you see off into the distance a rather good-sized town of Dregland. Its gates stand open, welcoming to all those who are willing to come. And you see the hustle and bustle of people starting to make their way into the town.
As
So-
we land, Talia's posture and form decreases just slightly, like it became more restful than what we had all than the over properness that she was.
And as we approach the ground, Elbereth was going to pull ahead to make sure she lands first.
All right, so Elbereth's feet touch the ground mere moments before everyone else.
Moments.
By moments, we're probably talking like just a millisecond.
But it was first.
Was first, yes. I imagine
Not
she
that
also
anyone's
did like an awesome like roll into a standing pose or something too. Yeah, exactly. You see a little girl who is traveling with her parents kind of walk past, go, "Whoa!" before they move on.
Yep. They love us here.
Try and
I smirk
behave.
and just shake my head.
Do try and behave. Let's not break any buildings this time, please.
Again, he didn't say don't break any buildings.
Doesn't
He
mean
just
you
said talk to
should.
people. He didn't say what not to do.
Elbereth, don't break any buildings this time, please.
We're just talking. Probably
No
won't break
buildings.
any buildings.
No buildings.
Really want to do those break heads. I don't know why we're sent to just go talk.
It's much less paperwork that way, though. Just talking.
He just points back towards you. Just
Yeah, but we're the best.
No buildings.
We'll see.
check your hubris at the door, little sis. Everyone around here is the same as we are. Just different size, different race, different powers.
Not the
We're
same at all.
But different. Right.
It's the same where it matters.
So-
As always, Matthew.
As you all begin to walk closer and closer towards the gates, the crowds begin to thicken a little bit as they funnel through the gate. As a few of them turn around and see you, they part. And once the guards notice you moving in their directions, they start pushing people aside and they open up an avenue for you to go through unhindered. You are now in the town of Dregland.
I'm just gonna give Idris a nice, firm, pat hug on the back.
Can you
He-
stop
he just-
hurting him? He's gonna make you roll again.
He kind of stumbles forward.
He just kind of leans forward. How's your gut?
It's been better. Probably better than yours will be in a few hours.
Speaking of which,
You're probably right.
Malthael, would you please make a Constitution saving throw?
The only one that's rolling.
You are the one that chose
I know.
to eat random meat on a counter.
Ooh,
Because he is immune to disease, so he's got that going for him.
Food poisoning is not disease; it is
quick
poison.
question, because we talked about this earlier. I don't remember. Does the aura of protection only work on others? Does that work on me too?
No, aura of protection does cover you as well. It said you or anyone within 10 feet of you.
Oh yeah, I'm within 10 feet of him too, so does he get double?
Okay, so that's gonna be 28.
Okay, so everyone around you can hear the coming from your stomach, and you feel something bubbling up, but then you're just like, no, and it just kind of disappears.
Or just
Sheer force of will.
punch the gas out.
As you burp, everyone smells the scent of rotting meat.
Matthew,
That did not taste good.
Maybe it won't be a few hours after all.
please tell me you didn't eat rotten meat again.
I've
So
had
you should have
worse.
stuck with being a vegetarian.
And you should have gone on that date. But here we are.
Excuse me.
That makes no sense.
And me being a vegetarian makes sense to you. Tat for tat.
It's
little sis.
funny.
Tat for tat.
Most of the people I told believed me, so
Shall I tell people you are going on a date with them? Do you want to play that game?
let's go talk to the person.
That's what I thought.
So
No, he's
as
been
you
after you a while. Why don't you just go on the date and get it over with?
I
Why
think
doesn't he
think
just
she
stop?
is afraid that he would eat her.
I find that highly improbable.
Have you seen him? It's very probable.
You could always make it a double date and go with her.
And then also get eaten.
Yes, but who
Pass.
did he take?
Well, he could take you, Idris.
He's just gonna look at
Suppose
each.
this is possible. He just kind of winks at you.
going that direction,
No.
remember, folks, this is canon.
No. Yep.
And I'm going to take advantage of this.
I know.
You're trying to hurt Richard by making him play Aegis, and this is what he's gonna
Yep.
give you. So
This is penance. I have to accept it.
You're welcome, Richard.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Just gonna kind of laugh, and then he does like lean over. Apologies for your gut. Sometimes I have a hard time not hitting too hard. My bad.
No kidding.
He whispered
It's okay.
it.
You just don't know your own
I
strength.
know. I could
It's
still
not-
hear. I'm right next to you. I rub my arm as I say it.
All the same. My bad, buddy. I would have healed you if he had not given you a potion.
How come he gets an apology? And I walk away.
Because Idris is my boy.
So as
that's why you
continue-
murdered him in episode 1. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh.
To be
Yeah.
fair, he was metal then.
true.
So, as you continue down the street, you see the hustle and bustle of a town that is well populated. You pass by a small market. There are shops on either side of the road. As you continue down the main road towards the central part of the city, you do see several taverns, several postings all throughout this area. You start heading, getting more towards the city center, and you notice a large tower in the center that comes to a point very much so like a church steeple without the cross. And as you approach it, you see two guards, both with halberds and plain chainmail shirts with a cloak over the top of it. The door is just like any other door. It's nothing fancy. It's certainly nothing like you experienced in your city. But as you approach, the two guards kind of stand a little bit taller, and one opens the door for you. Says, "Please, the mayor's waiting for you."
Thank you.
The other guy says, "No, thank you."
yep. Fucks.
All right.
Do try to
Takes the door
show.
off the hinges on the way in.
No.
Just gonna lean to Elbereth. Do try to show an ounce of decorum, please.
Oh right. I mean, I'll just do whatever Talia's doing.
I regret everything.
You look back and she's just kind of sitting there like relaxed, be like, what are you doing?
I'll go the
I
direct.
think you're muted, SJ.
I'm not muted.
Oh, okay. I thought you
She's just not really talking. She's just
Okay.
following.
Okay. So, as you enter into the room, it is a very warm-looking room, wooden panels, a wooden floor. There are, if you can imagine, like a waiting room with like a doctor's waiting room where there are chairs all around the outside of the wall. The center being open, there's a large desk with a clerk sitting behind the desk. The clerk looks like he should have retired at least 20 years ago. He has very wirely spectacles on the very bottom of his nose. He is hunched over a piece of paper, writing with a quill pen. And as you approach him, he does not look up at all, but continues to tend to his work.
Mother's just gonna give Elbereth a nudge. After you.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Just gotta learn sometime.
Now?
Gonna just bend over to the guys. Like, hello?
He looks like, what? Who are you? What do you want? Why do you have wings? It's weird.
We come to save you through words.
I don't need saving.
Don't think this is a good idea.
Just Just let her.
They told us you need saving. We gotta talk to your mayor.
The sailor?
Your mayor! See, I don't know why you even...
Hold on, young man, hold on. He kind of bends over and takes much longer than he should have. Picks up a small brass horn and puts it to his ear and says, "What was that?"
We've come from the sky to talk to your mayor.
You come from the guy to Baylor? I don't know Baylor.
Alright.
Maybe
They're
you
hopeless.
should just talk to the mayor. He's through that door. And he just kind of sits back down, bends over his glasses, and starts writing again.
I just start walking to the door, just smiling.
See, I think they're beyond saving, but...
I follow Mathael.
So there is a little bit more of an ornate door. It's not super fancy, not by your standards, but it has literally just the word mayor written on a plaque on the front. Very much so like you would see in any county government building in the United States. Very drab and boring, and it has like a little slide. And then underneath that you see written in charcoal, so it can be erased, the mayor's name of Jacob.
Kind of just, I'm in there and was waiting for Elbereth to walk in.
Oh yes, hello, Mr. Jacob. We have come to speak with you. How's that?
You don't hear anything in response.
Yeah, see, that's not working. Yo, Jake!
No. 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 Elbereth, no.
State Farm.
So your khakis.
You hear the guy over there says, "Well, he does have a farm upstate," and then he goes back to writing.
Elbereth, no. Please use some decorum.
The decorum didn't work. Hello, Mr. Jacob.
No, that's not what I meant.
Idris, you always know what to do here.
It never surprises me how you like to swing from one extreme to the other, Madam Elbereth.
It's rather amusing.
The door's closed, right?
Yes, the door's closed.
Okay. So Idris will come up and just kind of rap on the door 3 times.
You hear from the other side, "Yeah, come on in."
I'm pretty sure I know this guy in real life.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Quite a few.
Idris will open the door and then gesture for Elbereth to step in.
Again, do you think that's a good idea?
Just go ahead.
So, as Elbereth saunters into the room, and the rest of you follow her, you see an old wooden desk that is kind of the central point. Above the desk, all along the walls, are several different trophies. And by trophies, I mean the heads of animals. All different kinds. You see an owlbear head stuffed, hung on the wall. You see a couple different species of deer. You see oddly enough, the head of a goblin on the other wall. And sitting behind the desk with his feet up on the desk is not the kind of person you would think as being in a position of authority. He is wearing old, worn-out pants that look like they should be on a farmer. Instead of wearing a suit jacket, he is wearing an old duster, and his undershirt is a plain paisley blue. He looks at you as he comes in. His skin is leathery and cracked, and he has a peppered beard. And he looks up and he says, just kind of looks over at you. Right, all right. He pulls his feet down, sits down in the chair. So, those priests actually did something for once. You come from the gods or whatever?
That's right. We've come to solve all your problems. He doesn't need decorum. Look at him.
Well, we're not the ones that need the problems, so maybe there's something lost in translation. See, we're not the ones that need help. It's the next town over. None of this is ringing a bell?
That is what we were told, yes.
Right. Well, the town just north, Melori. You could say the whole town just kind of up and disappeared. It's about 20 miles to the north. It's flanked on one side by a really dense forest. On the other side by quite a large lake. There's only really one way in. About 15 years ago, we stopped getting people coming here to trade. Stopped having people come through here to get goods and services. Really weird. We were probably one of their most used places to come and get goods. We're fairly large, well, for this area, fairly large, central, whatever you want to call it. Fancier people than me know what terms. Anyway, we sent a couple messengers, about every month or so. None of them ever came back. But after the first 3 or 4 months, we decided to stop wasting people. Figured that they just stayed there for whatever reason. Still had no word after a few months here and there, so I sent a couple of my personal guard up there. They never came back either. That was about 12 years ago now. After that, we decided to start hiring adventurers. We started making postings around the taverns, around the marketplaces. We had a couple different groups here and there. Some ragtag teams, some teams looked like they knew what they was doing. None of them returned either. Wrote a couple letters to the king. Of course, his useless ass didn't do anything. So, I think about the only thing we did do is we got desperate. The priest decided that they was going to do something weird with diamonds and whatever. It cost me a fortune. But you're here, so I guess it worked. That's about all I know.
Sorry, were you talking?
Malthael then leans up. Thank you for the information. We'll be on our way.
Right. I will say this. We've lost quite a few hunters in them woods, and somehow ships have been sinking in that there lake. That lake has been calm. There hasn't been a storm going through that lake for the longest time. I wouldn't try to go through there. So, some sort of weirdness going on, but just take the road, can't miss it.
Weirdness tends to be our specialty. That's why we get called.
Well, I dare say, if you don't mind me saying so, you are the weirdness. Not too many folks around here got wings sprouting out their back.
Fair enough.
They're lost, really.
Truly is.
Yeah, I prefer my feet staying on the hard ground, but that's just me.
I'm standing on the ground now.
And what did you do to get to this here ground?
Jump from a higher ground to this one.
Right, so there was a period of time where you went from one ground to another ground, and in between those two grounds, you were not on the ground.
I'm familiar with jumping, yes.
Yes. No, sir, I ain't doing none of that.
Are
You
we
don't have
related
to.
This guy in real life.
Yeah, right.
It'd
Fred
be nice
not.
to have a Bible study with at least 5 of them.
He's just gonna look and Fred not. We'll do it so you do not have to.
Well, we already tried, so you're a little bit late on that one, but I do appreciate the help.
And
We will get going then.
Mouthy will be the last to leave the room because he's going to go say something to him while the others leave.
Idris will say, and he's not trying to be condescending, but it's probably going to come off that way. He will just, thank you kindly for the information. And like trying to speak his dialect, but failing miserably.
4.
So the 3 of us leave, and Mathael stays
yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't wait for them to like get too far, but I'll just like they're walking out, and I'll walk to the mayor and I'll like extend my hand for a handshake.
He gets up, shakes your hand as well. You can tell, like, he is not a man who has stayed in his office. His hands are very rough and calloused.
I give him like a firm handshake, not like a painful one, just like a firm one. Make sure to maintain eye contact.
He looks up at you.
We
All
will
3 feet.
Yeah.
we will do what we can to solve this problem up north. Thank you for the
Yep.
information you have provided. If you do find yourself with any trouble here, I hope you understand you can let us know.
I appreciate the sentiment, but seeing as how much we've had to do to get you here, forgive me if I really hope never to see you again.
This is red tape at its finest, but from one individual to another, if you have a problem, it does not require anything from me. If you have a problem, I will do what I can to help.
I mean, you got a sending stone I can call, or how does that work?
He's gonna like, it's probably gonna be a little strange to him, but he's gonna like tap him on the forehead, and you're gonna hear Malthael's voice in his head, like this.
Well, that's weird.
I'll check.
Okay, you gonna be there the whole time, or like?
No, that's not how it works.
All right.
But I'll check on you periodically.
Hope you warn me, because Lord knows where I'm gonna be.
You should have just given him a snow globe that he could shake.
It's like I should have just pulled out like the old Motorola Razor from the D&D days. Long time ago.
Razor.
The pink razor.
Y'all remember the juke?
Oof.
Oh yeah, that would like flip out weird.
Yep.
So he's
Not
just
have that.
gonna take a step back, and then even though he's probably too tall to really make it too much of a difference, he's gonna give like a little bit of a bow, and then walk out.
He's just gonna give you a, and then he's gonna go sit back in his chair, prop his feet up, and continue reading whatever he was reading before. As the rest of you go out without Mathael back into the waiting room, the clerk looks up and says, "All done, eh? Well, don't die like the rest." And he just goes back to what he was doing.
So
I like this
he
guy.
knew why we were here. And
What about the sphere?
It maybe it's the only reason people bother coming here.
I'm glad you are enjoying it.
Well, Elbereth, it does seem that they've saved you the trouble of destroying their buildings by pre-destroying them for you.
I'll find something else to destroy.
We don't know if the buildings are destroyed. We just know that no one has been able to find, or at least come back with information of the other village, town.
Hopefully that means it'll be somewhat exciting. Iridia was making it sound like it was going to be a bore. What does she know?
Am I still inside?
I don't know. Are you?
Well, sorry, I was waiting on your cue because I thought
Well,
it was.
we were just in the lobby area, so.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
'cause
waiting on you to finish.
Yeah, because sorry, my understanding of the situation is this conversation was happening while my conversation with the mayor was happening, so I didn't know when the handoff would take place.
Gotcha. So we'll say about now, as they're finishing complaining about Iridia, that's when you exit.
Okay, so shut the door behind me, and anyone that's like paying attention will just see me kind of take a deep sigh.
Okay. Fine then.
The clerk looks up again and says, "You gonna go yet, or you just gonna stay here all night? We're not an inn."
Shh, shh. This is part of the process.
We'll process somewhere else. Get out of my lobby.
Malthus is gonna walk up to the guy and put his hand on his shoulder so that he can communicate to inside your head.
Sure.
So he can't mishear him.
Right. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for the loss
About
of
the
me.
chime.
That is fascinating. Amps it up 100 decibels.
Yep.
Thank you for your time.
Ah! You kids and your darn music. Get out of here. Leave me alone. I need a nap. And he kind of gets up and like shuffles over to one of the chairs and just kind of plops down, and then you just literally he plops down, and then immediately you hear him snoring.
He just now there's gonna turn around and was like, "How do you not find them fascinating?"
I never said otherwise, Mathael.
To Elbereth.
They're, amusing.
That man just fell asleep in half a second. You ever done that?
I don't need to.
Because you can't.
I could if I wanted to.
He's just like, obviously just trying to just mess with her. Doubt it.
So, as you guys are having this conversation, you hear the mayor's door open, and he just kind of acts like he's knows exactly where he's going, and he's just gonna like walk there. But then he looks up, sees you four, is like, "What are y'all still doing here?
Talking.
Time is of the essence. Did you not get that?"
It's all part of the process, sir.
We'll process somewhere later. And I don't care if that sentence didn't make sense. I said it.
This is why no one else comes back. You don't let them process. We're gonna process.
You know, there's like 5 different taverns here you can process there. This is a government building. More or less.
I mean, if you don't care about the other town.
Did I not make it clear that I have literally had my own guard disappear and then paid probably somewhere around 2,000 gold to get you here?
I put my hand on Elbereth's back very gently and start pushing her in a guided sense toward the door.
One that wasn't going. Come on, Mal.
And those of you who aren't heading out the door right now, you see him roll his eyes, shake his head, close his door, and then cross in front of the desk, look down, sees the clerk. Daddy, what are you doing? And he opens up a door on the other side and starts heading down the hall.
And Malthael's just gonna like kind of just he's looking at him and just like even though that was kind of like the abrasive conversation, just has like a little side smile and just kind of takes a big sigh again. Turns around, just looks at Idris. Like, never gets easier seeing the longevity of someone's life.
Mr. Richard, you are muted. You just remuted yourself in Discord, but I believe your mic is muted.
So like Discord, yeah, there you go. Can't hear you. So I think the mic itself is like muted. Fascinating.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh no. The joys.
All of a sudden, he plugs it back in and just feedback.
Right. Nope. There
There
goes.
we go.
All right.
I don't think it will ever get easy seeing that.
The man has less than a year.
I think you will find some of them more resilient than you might think.
I didn't mean I
I
think.
would have said he had less than a year 5 years ago.
Perhaps. But between the two of us, you're not the one cursed seeing souls around people who are about to die.
That's fair.
It's the same thing over and over. You just all the people that have had to go and claim around certain time, they'll start to congregate around individuals that their time's coming soon. I don't know the exact, but I've been doing it long enough to know that man doesn't have long. So yes, he's grumpy. Yes, he's annoying. Let him enjoy what time he has left.
I thought he was quite a nice fellow myself.
And that is why you're fun to have around. Because you are completely oblivious.
What are you talking about, oblivious?
Different time, different place. Pats on the back hard again.
As he stumbles forward. I do take your hint. It is time to head north, I believe.
Righto. As you would say. That ridiculous accent.
Man, who could have come up with that accent in the first place? All right. So, as in this area, it is actually late morning, so it is a little bit earlier in the day than when you than at your at the city. So, as you begin to head north, you look to the sides, and what you see is quite a beautiful sight. The forests are in full green. The flowers are in full bloom. The birds chirp, and you can see different forms of wildlife running through the forest. As is normal for you, the wildlife do not see in you any danger, and so you see fawns and their mothers walk beside you as you take the stroll down the road. You see an owlbear with her 2 cubs off in the distance, staring at you as you walk up to them without a hint of guard or fear. Birds alight on your shoulders as you walk and sing beautiful songs that would make even the strongest of souls cry. And as
Cries.
just a single tear comes down Idris's eye as a small sparrow sits on his shoulder and sings a song. And as you walk, and the day begins to continue on, you spend several hours walking. Normal walking time for a day is about 10 miles if you were going at a normal pace. And so the end of the first day comes upon you. The sun sets and the moon rises. The stars come out to greet you as comes time to set up camp.
This realm is truly awe-inspiring.
Did you cry again?
Mathael, that's rude.
It's not rude, it's a question.
Why, yes.
Nudges Elbereth and holds out a hand. As like a... I don't know why you assume he won't.
I was just hoping you wouldn't notice. I don't know why I keep falling into these. I don't know why I take these bets. I don't know what you did.
Why you bet at all?
As you are talking amongst yourselves, a small red fox comes and begins to weave its way in between Elbereth's legs and kind of rubbing itself against your knee.
Elbereth, you've made a friend.
It doesn't fly.
Congratulations, you've learned animal biology.
I crouch down and hold my hand out to the fox.
It kind of sniffs the air towards you before, not timidly, but just curiously, comes forward, puts its snout into your hand, sniffs around, looks up at you, and then just kind of turns its side into you and then just leans into your hand.
Oh, I pet it.
You can hear what sounds almost like a cat purring, except this is a fox, so it sounds more like ring ding 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 ding.
Of course.
No.
It took you that long to figure out what he meant?
No. No.
I think it's just disappointed that you went there.
Yep.
Oh,
But anyway, it's leans fully into your hand as you scratch its side, and it rolls over, presents its stomach for some scratches.
I keep scratching.
As you scratch its belly, it does that thing that foxes do, where it puts its legs together and just starts like running in the air, and then it kind of cocks its head to one side, flips back over, darts into the woods, and you hear what sounds like some sort of pouncing as you assume it has caught itself, probably some sort of field mouse.
Happy hunting.
So, with that, if you are going to make camp.
Yep.
So, you all set up your tents, and the quartermaster, Rethlin, has packed what can only be described as a mobile mansion. It is, you remove it, or Elbereth removes it from the bag, throws it on the ground, and it sets itself up. The cloth goes from being fluid to being completely rigid, almost as stiff and as hard as wood. And as you enter into the front entrance of the flap, you actually see a small staircase leading to a loft inside of this tent. The floors are laid with rich rugs. There is a full set of furniture and furnishings. There is a small table in the middle, and in the loft there is a single bed.
I called the bed.
And on the bed is a note with a seal on it.
Are you sure you want the bed?
I'm not sure I want the bed.
Oh no, you've done called it now.
I called the couch.
So, as your intention to call the couch changes, you notice that the note vanishes and reappears on the couch.
I think the note is for you, Elbereth.
I'm not touching that now.
Can I?
Please.
Right then. I go to the couch
Mm-hmm.
and pick it up
Yep.
and sit down. And I open it.
Okay. So
And
you open it, and in very beautiful script is written, "What you do on Friday?" ?
Girl, what you doing?
What's up, girl?
What
You got
you doing?
You got a boyfriend, so you got a boyfriend.
Mike and Ike's?
Gosh.
You got Mike and Ike's? You Mike
Dang
and
it.
Ike's? So is that it? Just what are you
That's
doing
it.
Friday night?
Just what you do on Friday night. Signed, the quartermaster, and that quickly I forgot the name that I just made up. So
All right. I write on the
DM's
bottom
curse.
of the note.
exactly.
Is this a magic note? Like, is it gonna go once I write something? This is what I'm picturing in my head.
Are you writing that down, or are you asking
No,
me?
I'm asking you.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Finally, someone else rolls.
You're
What are you-
welcome.
What are you writing? Just toss that.
It's 10.
10. It could be. It could be. You literally just saw it teleport itself, so it might be magical.
Let's see. What day is it?
Like, what do you mean?
Like it-
Well,
In
'cause
reference
the
to
note
Friday.
said, "What are you doing Friday?" So what day
Right.
is it?
Oh, what day? I thought you said what date. So
No,
yeah,
what day
it's
is it?
so it would be I forget the D&D name, but it would be the equivalent of like a Tuesday.
Okay.
Just toss.
I write on
What?
there.
Your
Not
box.
sure if I'll be back in town. We'll keep you updated. And I put it back in the envelope and put it back
Okay.
on the couch.
Please
Okay.
put a heart on it.
I put a heart on it.
Yes. Okay.
Oh no.
As you finish writing it, you
I
close
shoot
it
a
back up.
crossbow into it.
When
As she puts it down.
well, hold on.
Hold on.
You close it. The seal makes contact with the paper, and the moment you let go of it, it vanishes.
Yes.
Dang. I wanted to do
I
something,
shoot a
but
crossbow at the couch by her hand, I guess.
yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to
So,
do something, but I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that because it's a couch. You shoot a crossbow bolt in the couch. It hits. You hear a thud. The couch. You see a shimmer go across the couch, and
Couch!
and the crossbow bolt disappears, and the damage is repaired.
What was that for?
What was that for? Why'd you
What?
reply to it?
I guess we won't be destroying this building. He's looking around.
I just answered honestly. You don't even know what I wrote.
It doesn't matter. You wrote something. I said to
Could
just
have
toss
told him to off. For all you know.
Make a deception check. And Elbereth,
Let's go.
make an insight
Can I
check.
roll again?
Let's go.
I mean, she says she answered honestly.
I got 7.
Oh, that would be a 23.
Oh yeah, you absolutely know that she is trying to mislead you away from the fact that she definitely put a heart in that thing. You don't know what she wrote, but you knew it was exactly the thing you do not want her to say.
It's my handwriting anyways. He's gonna know the difference.
That's good. Maybe I'll start following you around.
I think you vastly overestimate that man's intelligence.
One can hope.
Sorry, El. I was trying to hit it with Dispel Magic, but it disappeared before I could.
It almost hit me in the process.
And what an awful thing that would have been.
I'm not a horrible being, Mathael.
Didn't say you were, just
Yet you make a jab at me every chance you get.
poke.
So, as you continue to discuss, the night draws on. The moon rises higher in the sky, and the tent, almost on its own, as if encouraging you to go to bed, so that we can finish this one shot tonight.
Right.
The candles.
Smart man.
Knowing
Let's go.
that this thing is enchanted by
The
the
candles.
guy.
The candles dim themselves, and the flap that in the opening of the tent closes itself, and you
hear
are left.
Chi in the background.
Exactly.
So, Mr.
You hear "Let's Get It
Stormer,
On"
sir.
in the background. Yes.
I've been feeling fly.
Question for you. When it comes to spells that consume items,
Mhm.
would we have those items on hand?
Yes.
you would
So
say?
the assumption for this is going to be when you went to the quartermaster that you would have filled your component pouch.
Excellent. Well,
And
all
we'll
I
go ahead and
feel
say
is-
you will have enough components that any spell that can be upcast, you have enough to upcast it at every level.
beautiful. That scares me as to what you're going to throw at us.
A little bit.
We'll see.
I feel tomorrow is going to be a very busy day for us all. So, if you will allow me, you're just going to take 10 minutes to cast a hero's feast.
Nice.
Now we're talking.
I'll allow it.
And you're me.
It
So remind
takes
me
an
what
hour
you're-
to consume. But cured of all diseases and poison, not a problem now. But you become immune to poison and being frightened. You make all wisdom saves with advantage. Your hit point maximum increases by 2d10 and gain that number of hit points. These benefits last for 24 hours.
Very nice.
So wait, what do I do?
Add 2d10 to your max health points.
10. Nope, that's not it.
Cast it right before bed and get my spell slot back.
Attaboy.
Similarly, does it look like Fine Greater Steed doesn't have like a time limit besides like until like it dies?
Let's see. You summon a spirit. Come on, D&D Wiki. There we go. So you summon a spirit, assumes the form of a loyal, majestic mount. So the mount will disappear when it drops to 0 hit points, or if you dismiss it. Otherwise, it remains, and you can be resummoned with all of its hit points restored and conditions removed. You cannot have more than one mount. So it will last until you dismiss it or it dies. And then you can resummon it later.
Right, well, sweet. Then, just in case tonight, then I'll summon a griffin. You never know when you might need one, so.
Really?
In case you're tired and you don't want to fly.
So did you summon a griffin right now?
Yep.
Hi, Theodore.
So the griffin stretches its wings as if it had been summoned out of a small location, which of course is not true. But it looks around curiously before going and snuggling up to Mathiel, and then looks around, sees Elbereth, goes over and curls up at the foot of the bed she's sleeping on.
Oh, so you did take the bet.
Yeah, I guess. The note's gone.
Begrudgingly.
Theodore can eat from the feast too.
Yeah.
So,
Why do
I
you
will
keep
say-
calling him Theodore? His name is Champion.
Sure. Looks like a Theodore.
So if I'm reading these rules right, you're not actually going to get the stats of a griffin. Oh, no, you do. All right. You're good. So,
Poggers.
as the night draws on and sleep takes you all, you are
I'm
awoken
sleeping
by...
on the couch.
Okay.
Just saying.
So the other two will have bedrolls on the floor, I'm assuming. So...
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah.
As the night draws on and becomes morning, and the sun breaks over the horizon, you hear the wildlife of the nocturnal variety skippering away, and you hear the birds' song begin once again, and the door to the tent opens, and windows begin to roll up in the canvas, allowing the morning's light to flood in. And you feel the cool of the morning against your skin, and you can smell the dew on the grass.
Talia was already awake even before the tent decided to open itself up, and has made breakfast for everybody.
In addition to the feast we had yesterday.
It's a small breakfast. It's really just tea.
Malthael's a growing boy.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it.
Yeah. I guess I just grabbed the tea. Is it a cup relatable to my size, or is this a normal size
It's
cup?
a cup relatable to your size.
Okay. Because I was supposed to say,
So you take a nice, large 18-ounce coffee mug filled with tea.
just literally shotgun it.
Nice. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Of course.
I didn't poison it!
I'm not saying you poisoned it.
You're gonna throw up before this is over with.
Not
We'll
with
say
our
the DC is 8. We'll see the DC is 18.
29.
29. All right. So you try to shotgun the tea, and you feel the absolute boiling heat hit your mouth and your esophagus. But you, who are used to much harsher conditions than that, are able to prevent yourself from somehow, just mentally, I guess, able to prevent it from absolutely destroying the lining of your esophagus and mouth.
You hear me yell from the other because I went to a different room before he shotgunned it. You hear me yell, "Careful, the tea's still hot."
Yeah, thanks.
What was that?
Ow.
Raphael.
Hi.
Good morning.
Eh,
Here.
what?
I hand you a plate with a
For?
muffin on it.
Yeah, knew that was coming.
It wants
Yeah.
to die.
Only a matter of time. It's a reference to campaign 1.
Has a blueberry muffin on it.
Looks at it. What is this?
What do you mean?
Well, I know it's a muffin. What kind of muffin is it? There's about 100 different types of muffins it could be.
It's.
What do you mean?
It's
What do you mean? What is
blueberry
it?
Muffin.
Then just lead with that.
You can see it.
This could be raisins. This could be chocolate.
No,
this could
it-
be a whole
no,
lot of different things.
it's- Malthael, you know me better than that. We've known each other since childhood, and I know that you prefer blueberry muffins. Give me some credit.
Oh yeah, that's my fault. I paid someone for like a month to switch all his blueberry muffins for random other things. It was funny.
Breath, you need to stop.
He
In
he
fairness,
started it.
in fairness, I did shave her hair off while she was sleeping.
Fair. Anyways, here's your muffin.
The punishment fit the crime.
You're
Should have made
welcome, by the way. And I walk away.
Shotgun the muffin.
That I did not get it. Dies instantly.
Yep. Am I good here? Or do I have to make another freaking con save?
No.
Okay.
Still got it.
The muffin checks out.
During all this, Idris is just looking out one of the windows, watching the wildlife with a single tear.
Nathaniel holds out his hand to Elbereth.
It was just for the one time.
Okay. So, as you finish breakfast and you feel refreshed and ready for the day, as you exit the tent, it immediately collapses back into cloth. You don't hear any rattling or breaking of anything. It just falls flat and begins to roll itself up into a tight roll, small enough now to fit into your bag. Is there anything that you would like to do before you leave?
I guess that fox never came back.
I'm good.
Okay. So as you all begin to make your way up the forest, you see many. I hate you.
Got him.
Nice.
Waiting for that moment.
I missed it. I could not hear what you said.
So as you all begin to make your way through the forest up the path, you come to a little hill that cuts off your vision of the horizon. And the forest on the left side begins to grow extremely dense. Thicket begins to come around the bases of the trees. The trunks of the trees begin to get closer and closer together to the point where you cannot see more than 5 feet into the forest. While at the same time on the right side, you see the hill begin to slope down slowly, And you can kind of start to see through the forest on that side as it begins to clear out, and you see the very recognizable reflection of the sun off of water. And as you peak the top of the hill, you look down and you see a small town. Now about, I would say, around 1.5 to 2 miles away.
I found it. Now,
All right. So what are we doing with these people again? We have to
well,
talk to them too.
well, we need to figure out why anyone who comes here never returns, and why no one is making trades from the town.
Oh yes, right. This guy. So we just gotta find out if this town's better than that other town. We'll start there.
That's not what I said.
But that's my theory of where we start. I mean,
Malthael,
did you see that other one?
Yes.
as you begin walking, I believe you have the highest passive perception was 20, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you have the highest. So you notice that the wonderful music and melody of the forest has stopped completely. You hear the wind rustling through the leaves, and you hear the soft lapping of water on the shore. But there's not a sound of a single creature.
He's gonna like hold his hand up as like a military signal of like stop. He's gonna mention for Idris to like step up so he can be like within whisper shot.
He'll step up.
Do you feel it?
Do I feel it?
Make
Coming.
a perception check.
Coming in the air tonight.
I knew that was coming.
Da-da, 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 da-da.
Do.
15.
You see it. 15. You do not see it. But you do see a deer trying to struggle over a plastic slide, making the drum beat in the air tonight.
Love that video.
It's so perfect. Anyway, so you do notice that from your point of view, the change was so incredibly subtle that you haven't noticed the absence of the songs of the birds. But as you have walked, now that Malthael is pointed it out, you feel odd, but you cannot point out exactly what he's talking about.
Something feels odd, but I don't know what it is.
Natural flow of nature has shifted. Something's going on here. Not to mention, I'm seeing spirits. Bad sign.
What are you guys whispering about?
Malthael, make a perception check at advantage.
$28.
28. As you notice some spirits hanging around the forest, you begin to become alert and to start searching for that. And barely on the horizon, just inside what some might consider the city limits, just outside the wall, you see hundreds of spirits standing outside the wall, almost as if asleep, but not moving, barely even noticeable at this distance.
I'm just gonna like tap my nose so everybody can see me doing that. and just point in that direction, knowing well they can't see all that. Just point in the direction of where we need to head. Weapons,
Yes, that's where we're going.
weapons ready.
As you continue up the road towards the town, the wind begins to whip in amongst the different buildings. You hear the whistle through what are completely empty streets. You see shops with windows completely destroyed. There are mannequins that once held beautiful clothing lying across panes of broken glass with bits of fabric, now tattered and torn and formless, laying about it. The first thing that you notice, besides the emptiness and the destruction around you, is the smell. The smell of vomit and urine permeates the streets. Oddly enough, where this place looks old, dilapidated, unkempt, you see large piles of ash in the middle of the road, still smoldering, some of them even with coals, but not a soul in sight.
Except for the souls.
Yes.
Stupid English language.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Well, this is eerie.
This is quite the contrast.
I didn't do this, by the way. If you're trying to put the building thing, that's
So you're now about 100 feet inside the city walls. From here, you can look down the street, and because it is so empty, you are able to see about a mile and a half down the road the next gate leading out into a field where the lake and the forest meets. You can see all the way to what presumably would be some sort of meeting area.
And I should note at this point, I would think Elbereth probably will notice that Malthael has a very, very serious and concentrated look that she would recognize. But like he's not just exploring anymore. He's obviously something has got his attention on a level to where he feels the need to be very cautious.
she kind of adjust in reaction to that. What do you think it is?
I'm just kind of looking around. I don't know yet. But, El, do you remember the city of Valgar?
Which one was that one?
The one we almost died.
I try to not remember failures.
It's the difference between us. You should always remember them. Makes you more alert. Prevent it from happening again. At any rate, getting very similar vibes to what I did before that went south.
So, really quick, are you continuing on, or are you stopping?
Yes. Yeah. Like, this is as we're walking.
Okay. I need everyone to make a perception check.
Oh no.
No.
16.
Perception.
20. Dirty 20.
21.
17.
Okay. So, Elbereth, Malthael, you notice that you've been in this town now for a few minutes. And in those few minutes, the shadows have doubled in size and length. You look up to the sky and the sun has moved.
It's not supposed to do that.
Astute observation.
So, to clarify, it seems that at least 3 hours have passed
Oh,
physically,
so it's like
while you have been in the city for a few minutes.
Sure.
It is now what seems to be mid-afternoon. Are you continuing or stopping?
Continuing.
we're still in Faerun, right? Normally,
Make
it's not like that here.
make a nature check.
That is 19.
19. So through your dealings with both the arcane and the natural, and your experience with Faerun and the things that naturally occur, you are able to deduce that you are still in Faerun, but that there is something that is affecting nature in a very strange and serious way. And I will give you this as well. You notice that you kind of understand that did not happen until you entered the city.
Mm-hmm.
That the nature, weird
Right.
nature stuff.
So as the shadows did not begin lengthening and the sun did not start moving, effectively 60 times its normal rate until you entered the city.
It seems like that just happened in response to us being here.
So I don't know where we are in relation to where we've been moving.
So you're now about 100 yards in.
Per the affliction or curse, whatever you want to call it, that Malthael has, is the amount of spirits I'm seeing increasing, or is it staying just the same?
So as you are walking through the city, you don't notice any more spirits in an obvious area. If you would like, you can make a investigation check specifically to see if you are able to find spirits.
You'll do that. I don't have high investigation, but worth a shot.
We'll say the DC is 20.
Let's see. 22.
22, okay. So as you look around, you see not directly, but glances and reflections that when you turn to look seem to disappear, but you feel like you are seeing spirits in every window and every shard of glass and in every dark corner that you pass.
No, at least narratively speaking, knowing what this typically means in terms of past experience, I'm going to go ahead and unsheath my longsword and
Okay.
cast magic weapon on it.
All right. The rest of you see him unsheath his sword and cast that spell. Very familiar to all of you. You know what this means for him.
I'm just kind of like standing with it like held out like long and down, but just trying to like look at the surroundings because obviously I don't know where a certain thing is, but I can feel the room, so to speak.
And are you continuing down the street?
Yes.
Okay. Would anybody else like to do something in this moment?
I'll draw my greatsword.
Okay.
That serious, is it? Very well then.
You're just going to hear him say the same thing he said to Valgar. Because Idris would have been there with him, so it's like a...
Ah.
So, as you unsheath your weapons and continue down the street, within the next 100 yards that you continue, the sun touches the horizon. And dusk begins to fall.
So you're really looking and assessing. So it begins.
And with that, almost on cue, the light drops below the horizon. And instead of being greeted by the moon and the stars, you're greeted with a black sky. Not dark blue, black. Shadows disappear. And as you start looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, and as your eyes attempt to adjust to the darkness, doors fly open. And people pour out of those doors, dressed in shabby clothing. They begin piling up wooden pieces of wood and furniture onto huge bonfires. They begin bringing out bottles of wine and musical instruments, and they begin to dance around these campfires in complete abandon. Some of their clothes look like that they haven't been changed in decades. Some of them are wearing nothing but what used to be a nice pair of slacks, now nothing but a loincloth. Some wearing the garb or the armor of guards, now rusted and they barely able to move as it once used to. And the crowd rushes through you and around you, and I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. And I will note, enough time has now passed within this village that Hero's Feast no longer applies.
Oh no.
Oh man.
What a DM move. All right.
I can't have you ruining my stuff, man.
Did you say Dex?
If
Yes,
anyone's
Saving
within
throw, okay.
I only had a 4 from that.
Got 9.
Oh.
Hey, if the people who are close to me, you can
Elbereth,
add,
I think you have an inspiration from the crowd.
because the people who
Right,
are
I
close to me
wasn't
gets a
sure.
plus 10.
We get your bonus.
Yep.
So what you say? 2-bit 10?
It's a plus 10 if you're close to me.
So
Just
that
10
makes
10
mine
feet.
a whopping 14.
That
That
we're
is
all
a
walking
14
together.
from Richard.
So that'd be 23.
23 for Elbereth. What about
Double
Talia?
my ores.
19?
Yeah.
Malthael?
Oh yeah, that'd be a plus 3 on all saves from
27.
me.
27? Okay.
So 26
So,
for me.
as the crowd presses around you, Idris is swept up in the crowd, and as the crowd gathers around this fire that is now blazing hot in what seems to be record time, you are pushed and pulled with the crowd that begins to dance around the fire. People push you and pull you in different directions, and one person presses a bottle of wine into your hands. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
All of us? Or
No, just Richard.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Oh my!
Still get a
That's a nat one.
you still get a
cast
plus 10.
Calm emotions?
So it's an 11 total.
Okay, so with an 11, you feel something come over you, an excitement, a rush. Your heart begins to pound. You feel more excited than you have in years. And you feel almost compelled to join this dance. And almost without thinking, you drink from the bottle of wine and immediately black out. What everybody else sees is Idris struggling to free himself from this crowd, but somehow he begins to calm and begins to dance, and you see him drink from the wine and begin to join the crowd around this fire.
I'd like to cast Calm Emotions
Okay?
in the crowd around us.
Okay, so you cast Calm Emotions, and nothing happens.
Dang it.
Just seeing this reaction from Idris, I was gonna put my head down and grab a little coin sack and throw it towards Elbereth.
This isn't the time for gambling. What is going on here?
You have to honor the agreement.
You can do it later.
So I will also note that nobody seems to be paying any attention to you. They all seem to be wrapped up in the music, in the fire, in the dancing. And for those of you who are fellow metalheads, imagine a mosh pit with a fire in the middle of it.
Yep.
Yeah, now we're talking.
I'm gonna cast dispel magic on the fire pit.
Okay, so you cast Dispel Magic on the fire pit, and it has no effect. You recognize that this fire is non-magical.
Interesting.
Ooh, hold on. Wait.
I guess just do
Sorry, go ahead.
do a good old fashioned divine sense.
Sure, what are you trying to find out?
Just to sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial. I don't know, just kind of like pinging, just like for celestial fiends, undead, just to find those or rule that out.
Sure. So as you begin to concentrate with this power that you have, you sense the presence of celestials being your friends. Although I will say that Idris, his aura is now slightly lower than what you are used to seeing. But you do not sense any undead, and you do not sense any fiends.
And I would like to cast Ray of Frost on the fire. Try and put it out that way.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make your spell attack. I'll say at disadvantage because you are having to hit the base of the fire to put it out, and there is a very large crowd between you and it.
I'll try to
20.
20. All right. Well, you definitely hit the fire, and you do see that the flames begin to die down as part of the fire is extinguished. And you see a few of the partiers, I guess you could call them, take boards out of the fire, and as they come back around, they cast it on that area, and it begins to reignite.
I just want to go ahead and try and get Idris and at least pick him up to where he's not getting trampled.
Yeah.
Sure. Make a dexterity, not a save, but just a straight dexterity check. And we'll say your DC to get through the crowd to Idris is 19.
Plus 19.
All right, so you are able
Convenient.
to make it through the crowd. Your size helps you quite a bit, even though you're not using strength and you're kind of dancing through the crowd. You are able to make it to him without being sucked up into the crowd. You look at your friend's face as he comes around towards you, and you see a face that you don't recognize. His eyes seem hollow, but his face is filled with joy. And it's this weird dichotomy of he is smiling, his eyebrows are up, but his eyes communicate that he is dead inside.
Mm-hmm.
But you are
Bring
able
him
to
out
get
here.
him.
I'm going to at least pull him to where we're like not in the thicket of the crowd and get off to the side.
Make a strength check, and
Oh, gosh. I got plus 10
and
last week.
Richard, if you would make an opposed strength check.
Bring it. Better roll high, buddy. It's a 29.
8.
So this friend of yours that is significantly shorter and smaller than you are, you grab his hand and you feel that he is genuinely doing his absolute best to stay where he is and to resist you, but you're just larger and stronger than he is, and so you were able to drag him out of the crowd. As he exits the crowd and you go to let him go, you see that he is still trying to pull himself back into the ring of dancers.
Grab him, pull him back, and literally just give him a smack across the face.
Okay? It has no effect.
I'm gonna
One more for good measure.
go and grab his shoulder and cast Lesser Restoration.
Sure. So, sorry, I'm just looking up the rules just to make sure I know what it does. All right, so it has no effect. He is not blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I was hoping it is a disease.
Yep.
No wonder Idris became a robot. He had to get away from all this abuse somehow.
Malthael hit him enough times, his flesh was just like, nope, we're done.
Alright. Let's try this one. Can I cast telekinesis to put out the fire?
I'm gonna burn all our spell slots on this fire.
I
If
know.
you-
No,
if you
I
wanna
have
put
plenty
out
of
the-
spell slots.
If you want to put out the fire, we could just get some dirt, but... that
So
one.
exactly how are you using... So telekinesis, you can't, like, blow out the fire, right? So you're going to have to move something. So what are you trying to move in order to put out that fire?
Dirt, I guess. We'll just...
Okay, so you are able to move up to 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
So you move enough dirt so that it is able to cover the bonfire, and it is able to douse it completely. You feel your spirits rise a little bit as the crowd begins to disperse until you realize that, and you look down the street as this crowd dissipates, and you see 10, 15 more fires lit across the city, and the crowd begins to move to the next one. And
They're leaving us
as the
alone.
crowd dissipates and clears this area of the street, you see something that is utterly disgusting. The crowd's noises begin to go down, and you see a long table nearly stretching across the entire street, piled with food and wine and every kind of delicacy that you can imagine. And you see individuals surrounding the table. And as you draw closer, you notice that the food on the bottom is rotting and the food on top is fresh. But regardless of the state of the food, the people around them who are grotesque and obese are stuffing themselves filled with what's on the table. At one point, you see a man begin to choke. on presumably something he has eaten. And instead of stepping away from the table, he continues to consume food as he chokes. And as you see him fall to the ground, his face now blue from lack of air, his hand still reaches to the table before he passes away. And as he does so, you see two of the partygoers stop, turn to him, and begin to drag his body off. And it, almost as if to replace him, you see another reveler take his position at the table. And you all feel, as you approach this table, a presence. And I need all of you to make I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Now,
Everyone except Richard.
I'm still with Idris. I haven't moved, so do I need to do that?
If you haven't, no. So once you see the table, so the crowd has moved away, revealing this table. As soon as you see it, that is in all this happening. That's when you feel the presence. So it's not.
Got it.
It's not. The closer you get, the stronger it is.
What check was that?
The unmade here.
All right, so that's +3 to saves from me, and is there still something from?
Only if you're within 10 feet of me.
Well, I touched Idris's shoulder, so.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say you're all within 10 feet of Malthael.
Then plus
Alright.
10.
Okay.
Alright, so 23.
Okay?
What type of save was it again?
Wisdom.
Oh, actually, my bonus is +4, not +3. Okay.
33.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Stacks on stacks on stacks
24.
on stacks on stacks.
24? I should have made this DC higher. So you all feel something, some unseen force pushing you towards the table. Your stomachs begin to growl and your mouths begin to salivate, and you actually feel a desire to join the table even after seeing somebody literally eat themselves to death. But you are able to push past it and suppress it and to move past the table. And would you like to continue up the road, or what would you like to do?
Because I don't know a proper way to ask this, so I'm just gonna just throw it. Is there any check I can make from my tenure as an adventurer to be able to look into Idris and what he's experiencing and have any semblance of what effects are going on with him, like in a generic sense, not like knowing exactly what's happening, but
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
sure. So I didn't quite know like really what specifically they go for. 25.
25. He seems to be suffering from the symptoms that you have seen before, the symptoms of a charm spell. You don't know what kind of charm spell, but you do know that it is a charm.
Sure.
And I will go ahead and give you this. As you look around to the party goers that are around you, you see that same look and that same symptoms on all of their faces. So whatever charm Idris has been afflicted with is afflicting everyone in this town.
So I'm gonna grab him and try to pull him up and like eye to eye, basically gonna Ghost Rider this guy. Of like try to like look all the way in there to get down to his soul. And since I'm holding him, he's right next to me, so he will get a +10 on a save throw if he makes it. Of try to like reach Idris in like an inner sense of literally like communicate him and like come back.
Okay. Are you using any kind of spell or magic or anything like that?
There's not a specific, aside from, which I don't think this would be contextual, aside from remove curse, there's really nothing I could do that would magically remove a charm. Really all I can do is just be close enough to him to where he gets a plus if Idris is trying to break it.
Sure. Okay. So you do so. You look into his eyes and you reach out with your mind. attempting to locate the mind of your friend and to set him free, and what you find is emptiness. No thoughts, no feelings, other than a strong desire to join the dancers around the fire.
I guess like really all I can do is just continue to urge him to try and break free of it.
Okay. Are you staying in the same place and doing that, or are you continuing on? Are you turning back?
I'm going to stay in the same place because I recognize this, that if I let him go, he's just going to go do this, so I can't leave him there.
Okay.
Let me... And I'll relay to Elbereth what my findings are so she understands what's going on with Idris as well as Talia.
Okay.
Is it a curse?
I don't believe so. Seems to be similar to charms I've dealt with in the past.
Here, so you don't have to. And I cast Hold Person on Idris. So he can't leave us.
So I will need Richard to make that save. Which
Wisdom,
is,
And I'm
a
using
wisdom saving throw.
it's
What level are you casting it in?
Well, 18, third level,
Plus 10.
so 18.
Oh, yeah. So 30.
Yep. As he struggles, you cast your hand out to attempt to hold him in place, and it has no effect. So as you are standing, trying to help Idris and bring him back to his normal self, the crowd begins to ebb and flow and begins to push you further down the street. You can try to resist, or you can go with the crowd.
I don't think it is wise to go with the crowd, but I'm also intrigued as to what is pulling, or pushing, rather.
So, okay. This is going to be a question because I forgot I had this buried into my features. I have Aura of Devotion. So, to read that specifically, while I am conscious, friendly creatures within 10 feet of me cannot be charmed. So,
At the time of him being in the crowd, he was further than 10 feet away.
yes. So, that was going to be my question: does that allow it to be broken, or is that only at a point of cast?
So from the wording that you read, I would say that is similar to like being immune to an effect, not removing an effect once that effect has been applied.
Mm-hmm.
So if he were within 10 feet of you, he would not have been charmed, but he was away from 10 feet of you, so he was. And so coming back within range of that would not remove the charm.
Okay. And then, I guess additional from that, would Cleansing Touch remove a charm?
Making me look up all these spells I've never heard of.
Ends a spell.
So, does it end a spell effect, or see?
Says end one spell on yourself or on one willing creature that you touch.
Okay. And are you? Is this is just a level 2 evocation, or?
This is buried in my features and traits. I don't actually know what it's using.
It's actually beginning at 14th level. You can use your action to end one spell.
Right, it's an action.
Don't you have Dispel Magic to it?
Yep.
So that was Cleansing Touch. Okay. So you can try if you'd like.
How does it feel?
I certainly try.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could.
It's not a spell, so it's not burning a slot.
Right, that's why I wanted to do that instead of Dispel Magic.
Okay.
I'll try it.
Okay, so you touch Idris on the forehead, very similar to what you did to the mayor to imbue your mind into his, and you see his eyes begin to brighten back, and Idris comes to himself.
Do I remember anything that just transpired with that?
All you
Welcome
know
back.
is that you were swept up in the crowd, and when your vision returned, the crowd was gone, and you were with your friends.
Oh,
Back
hello,
Idris.
Malthael.
You drink wine again.
Oh my.
Should probably stop doing that.
Does he still have the bottle in his hand?
Yes, he does.
He throws it down very violently and quickly.
Okay, it shatters, and wine spills across the street.
Ha! I told you to never ever let me do that again.
Hmm. Interesting.
Should we go inside somewhere? See if we can
What
find
is,
information. Wait,
So I
This?
will note that you are still being pressed by the crowd, so I will give you another 10 seconds to decide what you're doing before we start making saves.
What is
I
happening?
think we need to get out of here. This is not safe.
I don't like this. Let's please.
All right, everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
The 20.
It's a save,
One.
so
Hey.
So that's 21.
Natural
Uh-huh.
20.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for a total of
31.
31? Okay.
18.
Oh yeah, 31. Because plus 2 bits thing. So
Yep.
31.
28.
So yeah, 18 plus 14.
So 32.
Okay.
Plus 10, so 42.
Well, no, that's with the 14 is,
Oh, that
is
is with the-
2
okay.
bits. Yeah, it was
Got it.
Malthael's and Elbereth's 4. Because
Got it.
my aura is way weaker.
So like,
Okay. So the crowd ebbs and flows through you and begins to push at you, and you are definitely still jostled around, but you are able to kind of weave your way out and plant your feet and move in certain ways that you are not pushed or pulled with the crowd. And I will also note that some of the partygoers have relit the bonfire that you just left, and the crowd is now moving back towards it.
Let's step out of this mess, please. There an area nearby
Agreed.
that we can get out of this.
Further up the street, there seems to be a break at a crossroads. There seems to be the street going all the way through. There's a street coming off of it, and then there's a little square off to the left side, and that square seems to have some open spaces there.
That square there, yes. That looks lovely.
You would say that.
Alright,
Because
let's
he's
go.
square.
Idris is going to start heading toward the square as best he can.
I follow.
Okay. Okay.
Only to make sure he doesn't drink any more wine.
Elbereth and Malthael.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
same.
All right. So as you begin making your way there, you hear a different crowd. So as you find yourself out of the press within these bonfires, and as you can now see several tables set up with the same gluttonous consumption happening, you now see a massive stage. On the stage is a man dressed in bright colors with pale skin, green hair, and triangular, or I should say diamond makeup around his eyes with bright red. In one hand, he holds a golden scepter with shafts leading out of the main shaft with different colored gems protruding from each of those small branches. And in his other hand, he holds some sort of bottle. And out of that bottle, he pours wine on a group of revelers that are in front of him. And you watch him long enough to know that the amount of wine he has poured is significantly more than what that bottle should be able to hold.
It's the receptionist from the mayor's office.
And as you enter the clearing, the man looks up and sees you, and the crowd around that area begins to die down, and he says, "Well, what have we here? Newcomers. Oh, I always love newcomers. Please come!" And he motions towards the stage, and you see the crowd part in front of a large set of stairs heading to up the stage. And he says, "Come, join me, will you?"
Go to
I don't think so.
That sounds
telepathically.
like a bad idea.
It's not.
Internally, I'm going to tell the group to stay close to me so that we don't repeat the recent dealings of Idris.
Okay. Oh, is Idris the one who came under my power?
I think he can hear you.
I can hear that.
Yeah, I just respond like without saying in my like out loud. I just respond, "That is correct."
His submission tasted good. Please, join me on stage, will you? Oh, come now. I won't hurt you. Yet.
What is your purpose here?
My purpose? Why do I need a purpose? We're having fun. It's a party. Don't you want to have fun? Come. Look at the people. He kind of motions to the people around the stage. He says, "Do they look like they have any cares in the world? Well, some could say I saved them."
If you can see in my head, you know I can see more than what most people can in front of them. You know
Oh,
I can see these people suffering.
I see the souls of the dead too. Please, do you want it to end? Come, join us. I can make it all go away.
I'm pretty sure I like caring.
Oh, but it's such a burden to care, isn't it? How many of your friends have you watched die, or those you attempted to save decimated? That leaves a scar on your soul, you know. Why
Indeed.
care? Why care?
Why not? Yes, it may leave a scar sometimes, but it is those around me that continue to make me better.
We'll start walking towards him.
Okay. As you start walking closer and you begin looking into the crowd, you see what you thought was a dense crowd surrounding is really only 200 to 300 people, but the thousands that you see are the souls of the dead. Oh, yes. Please. I just want to talk.
Mal, what are you doing? Stay with us.
He's just going to keep walking
I'll
towards him.
follow Malthael.
Okay.
Yeah, follow.
Okay. Talia.
How far
Very far behind.
how far away
So
am I from him?
from the street to the front of the stage is about 100 feet. So depending on how fast you want to move, I would say you're about halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He looks to the crowd and says, "See? They want to join us too. How exciting. Please, lay your burdens down. No more fear, no more pain, just the revelry.
Hmm. How far away am I now?
If you continued walking, we'll say you're 20 feet away. So you're at the base of the stairs.
Sure. And my sword is still out, and I'm
Sure. Mm-hmm.
walking with it.
Mm-hmm.
Has a emerald green glow about it.
Okay.
Because of the magic.
Sure. Oh, now you're getting a little too close with that weapon. Let me help you with that. And he flicks his hand out, and the magic disappears.
Cute.
And you, who tried it earlier, but one of you who tried it earlier do recognize that he just used it to spell magic.
Mm-hmm. Well then, I recognize chaos when I see it.
Oh, my friend, chaos is nothing but order misunderstood.
Amazing. Everything you just said is wrong.
I think I could convince you. And he holds out the staff. One of the gems begin to glow very brightly. And I need all three of you to roll a wisdom saving throw, Richard at disadvantage.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh gosh. Okay.
23.
Holy
Okay.
crap, that's gonna be high.
Thank you,
Um,
Matt.
Yeah.
Good gosh, this is gonna be crazy high. Well, wisdom's my highest. Is that right? Jeez,
11,
this
Did
is
you just say 11?
25. No, 11 is what I
Oh.
have before I add the 14.
Okay.
It's impossible to get anything. No one can get anything below 15 if they're within range
Yeah.
of.
Yep. What did Talia roll?
I mean, I guess unless they have a negative.
Oh, you want me to roll?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
everyone is
Wisdom-
rolling
Three.
wisdom
You
save.
said 3, so I was like, oh, just them.
Oh, did
so
I?
that was-
I'm sorry. I meant all of you. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't add yours.
All right. What am I adding to my roll?
Well,
Plus
you are
10.
not within 10 feet anymore.
What? That's true because you went
Yeah,
too
you
far
fell
back.
Instead, you are
behind.
hanging back. So it's
I've-
just going to be your wisdom save.
Okay. That's not good, guys. I rolled a 1.
Oh
Oh, no.
Okay.
Bardic inspiration. Bardic inspiration.
Anybody? Anyone want to send me a bardic inspiration?
Oh man,
So
I rolled crazy
Um,
high. By the way,
you
Come on,
three, you three feel the spell wash over you, but have no effect. But then you sense Talia stop mid stride, and you see the person standing on the stage say, "Talia, darling, join me." And you see Talia walk past all of you, stand up on the stage next to the person.
Can you guys
He-
grab me?
he-
Psh,
he
you
gra-
really
he
don't
gra-
like me,
he-
do you?
He grabs her hand and gently kisses her hand
Ugh.
and
Mhm.
says,
Blah.
"My name is Kenos. Very good to meet you."
I wake up and slap him across the face. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh.
well,
Now, dear, I do have a feeling that your friends are quite upset. Guard me. You are compelled to fight against your friends if they attack.
It's Mathael's favorite day.
breaks his knuckles. No time like the present. He's gonna slam his sword into the ground and cast Spirit Shroud.
All right. In that case, let's go ahead and roll for initiative, y'all.
Yeah.
Dang, my initiative's low.
Oh
Mine
my
is too.
gosh.
24.
Okay, hold on really quick. I'm going to move y'all over to the map.
10. Nope, yep, that's it. 10. Oh look, there's the map.
So I'm going to go
Oh
ahead
my
and put
goodness.
y'all where I think you are.
I love
and
this
y'all move
music.
yourself. Isn't it great? And then you tell me if this is where it actually should be.
Oops.
I mean, we define should. I think Talia should be with us.
Me
Right,
too,
I
but
agree.
for some reason, no one grabbed me as I walked past toward the stage.
Okay,
Get an
so
opening to say, but I would have liked to have tried. I assume that there was some sort of thing that he would.
all right, so I will call your name. Give me your initiative once I call your name. Idris.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so bad. Malthael.
24.
24. Elbereth.
This counts as a save, right? Because we want to save Talia.
It is a check, not a save.
No, I know. 11.
Oh no. And finally, Talia.
10.
10. That is not good either. Okay, cool. So, top of the round, Malthael, you are up first.
Okay. So like I said, I already cast Spirit Shroud, which, for narrative purposes, it would be very impactful in the area because it calls forth spirits that kind of like come to my aid essentially and gives me extra damage every time I actually attack a creature. And it's
Sure.
gonna, it can do radiant, necrotic, or cold damage specifically.
Okay.
So that was that's considered a bonus action. So I don't know how you want to play that
Yep.
to where like that would be. I maybe have to do this in reverse, or we
So
just
we'll consider that first spell cast out of initiative, so you have a full round.
okay. Good deal. I begrudgingly cast Dispel Magic towards Talia.
Okay. As you do so and you begin to cast the spell, you see Kenos simply point a finger to you and then wag his finger at you, say, "No, sir." And he is going to cast Counterspell at 5th level.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
what
I
level
have
was your spell
Counterspell.
cast?
My highest is 4th. So
Okay. Good to know. Okay. And that was your action, so what's your bonus action?
All right. What? I'm like, okay then. Well. Mm, there's not a lot I can do that would be safe for Talia. I would just resheath my weapon with magic.
Okay. Next up is, do you want to use any of your movement?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
All the way up the stairs and then stop.
Okay. So, as you finish your turn, Kenos is up next. He is going to slam the wand or staff that he is carrying down onto the floor, breaking one of the gems, and you see the entire crowd freeze. And I'm not talking just what's around the table. As you look out, everyone around the fires and around the tables are now frozen in place. And out of the crowd, you see several people begin to advance towards you. So I'm going to go ahead and add a single initiative turn for these guys as they enter the battlefield. That is unfortunate for you. as they roll 20.
Oof.
Yeah. All right. So with that as his bonus action, he is going to look to you and say, "I hope you enjoy this." And he is going to begin to change. And in his place, he begins to grow larger and larger and larger, and his skin begins to take on a bright metallic sheen. Wings sprout from his back, and claws begin to reach out of his hands as he casts True Polymorph into a adult golden dragon. And in his turn, he is going to move here.
Guys.
Not behind me anymore.
Seriously, guys.
Buckle up. Oh boy.
So,
Okay.
these guys down here are going to move in. Like so. And the looks like there are 4. So this guy here is going to take a swing at Elbereth. So it's just going to come up, and it's going to reach back as if it is going to claw you, and you can actually see that the unkept nails are broken and jagged, and it is going to take a claw attack at you, which I do not think is going to hit with a 15.
Nope.
But it is going to take a second attack with its other hand and also miss. The second one next to you, which you look down, appears to be a 16-year-old boy, is also going to take 2 claw attacks against you. Miss first one, miss the second one. The other 2 are going to both take attacks at Idris. Miss. Well, actually, I don't know. Okay, so 14.
Yes.
That hits.
Oof.
All right. Okay, so you are going to take 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And on the second attack, it's going to hit with an 18.
Hmm.
And it is going to grapple you. And the way that it is grappling you, it is going to reach around your stomach, and its claws are going to pierce into your stomach. If you would like to get out of it on your turn, you can make a strength saving or a strength check to degrapple yourself from him. The second person on the other side of you is also going to take an attack. I'm pretty sure 10 misses, but a 22 will hit. It is going to attempt to bite you. You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage plus 8 points of necrotic damage as you feel the bacteria-ridden saliva of this unkempt creature sink into you, and you are also grappled.
That 8 points necrotic is before resistance is accounted for, right?
Correct. Any damage I give you is going to be pre anything else.
Roger that.
Elbereth, you're up.
Do you have like chain or anything on? Your AC's so low. Alright. Stop it! No. I'll feed you later.
Trying to kill a dragon!
Trying to fight a dragon with a very unarmored Idris. Or bite, I don't know what he's gonna hit. Anyway, so what's here? So these are here. And then that guy's over there, he's a dragon. So I guess we gotta fight these guys first. So stop it, that hurts. Okay.
So who are you attacking?
I guess the one to the northeast, this one.
Okay, got it.
So that will be 16.
16 hits.
Okay. Yeah, I'm aware. I know, I've heard your complaints. I filed them. 15 slashing.
Okay. So, you take your sword and you cut into this creature. It swipes across their shoulder, their chest, and you see a wound open up. But you can feel your blade, the tip of your blade, run across his rib cage and does not penetrate into the chest cavity. He is not looking good, or she is not looking good, and she is wounded, but she is still standing and does not seem to be bloodied just yet.
Oh, and then also just want to make sure I noted that that was 15 magic slashing, if it makes a difference.
Okay. All right. So you have a bonus action and movement left if you'd like to use them.
I actually have a second attack.
Oh, awesome.
So that would be 24.
Hits.
That would be 18 magic slashing.
Okay, very good.
Stop.
So as you come down with the first attack and then swipe up, you are managed to hit her under her left arm and actually cut through the shoulder joint as the arm falls down. She is still able to fight, but she is looking bloodied and battered and not doing well.
Axe. Stop. Let's see, oh man, these are a lot of bonus actions. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, dang it. Stop it. Oh, okay. Here, after you deal damage to a creature with a drug, you use your revive. Channel dividend is a bonus action. Okay. So I can give which one's a D8 as a bonus action. Wait, just didn't see what that was. Okay, picked it before I rolled. Okay. Deal 22 temporary hit points to creatures of my choice I can see within 30 feet of me. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, I'll just give them all to Idris.
Okay, Idris, add 22 temp hit points.
Oof.
And would you like to use any movement?
Oh wait, I can't do that because I didn't smite. Well, you know what I can do in order to use that is add a smite.
Okay.
It feels like extra though because she's like already so messed up, but
Smite it, oh mighty smiter.
but I'll just do that because yeah. So that's gonna be because with improved smite that is 15 radiant.
Okay. She is not looking good at all, but she is still alive.
All right, so yeah, no movement. I'll stay here with
Okay.
Idris.
Talia, you are compelled to attack your fellows. So,
Great.
how would you like to use your action?
Give me a second. How am I compelled? Am I actually compelled to do anything?
You have been dominated. Your mind has been dominated, so
Right,
you must.
but am I
do
like
what
being
he tells you
forced
do.
to like attack them with all my might, attack them, or just because he said like be my shield? so not necessarily do anything.
Until
or
the end of his next turn, the creature takes only the actions you choose. And he did say he said guard me, and the interpretation I gave you was that if they attack, you will be compelled to attack them.
Okay, so
And I'm the only one that's attacked.
Right, you're the only one who's actually attacked him, so I have to attack Malthael.
Well, actually, in fairness, I haven't attacked, I guess. All I did was do a dispel magic.
Yeah, and then you walked up the stairs.
Yeah, you can hold your action. You can do whatever you want, but you are again compelled to guard this massive golden dragon.
Yeah, I guess since I'm compelled to guard, well, I don't think I'll do anything because the dragon guy moved toward Malthael, not the other way around.
Okay.
So. Okay, wait. I take that back. I'm going to do something because it's dumb. And I was dared to do it.
It's fine.
To destroy a building.
So, no. So, so she's a sorcerer. So she has her staff with her. So she goes up to Malthael and stands between him and the dragon. So there's not much room in the picture.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are technically in the dragon space. You would have to be either there or there. Because this is a huge creature, so it is a 3x3.
Right. Well, can he back up a little bit? Because I want to stand in front of him.
That's where he moved.
I get up in the face of my enemy.
So I get between him and the dragon, between Malthael and the dragon, and I slam my staff on the ground in front and go, "You shall not pass."
It's okay.
Oof.
You're welcome.
It's a bit of a reversal.
Oof.
You owe me money now.
Nice. All right, so is that your turn then?
Yeah.
All right, Idris, you're up.
Don't make me laugh.
Idris will, even though she's compelled to fight against us, will also include, almost said Ayla, Talia.
Both Russian names.
Okay, I'm grappled, so I can't move, can I?
Yep.
Right.
You can roll a strength check to try to break the grapple.
Does that require an action?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sorry, Talia. You're 5 feet out of range.
Yeah.
I am going to cast
Probably for your betterment.
Holy Aura
Yeah.
on all my companions. So dim light washes out from you, coalesces soft radiance. Creatures your choice in that radius. When you cast a spell, shed dim light in a 5-foot radius and have advantage on all saving throws.
Very
and
nice.
Other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them until the spell ends.
Nice.
In addition, when a fiend or undead, which none of these are fiend or undead, are they? Or are they? If they are fiends or undead and they hit with a melee attack, the aura flashes with a brilliant light, and the attacker must succeed on a con save or be blinded until the spell ends.
Okay. And that was your action?
That was my action.
Okay. Bonus action movement?
Won't be
Well,
able
you
to
can't
do,
move.
Yeah, I can't move. Bonus action, I don't. Yeah, because I cast a spell. That's my turn.
All right. Top of the round, Malthael.
Okay. I'm going to ignore. First, I guess I'll have to ask you. My intent is to ignore Talia right now and just attack the dragon. It's a large enough target that I feel like I should be able to accomplish that, hopefully.
Sure. Well, she's not in front of you.
Right. She's just like as close as she can be. Okay.
Sure.
So, in the order, I'm going to do bonus action first because it complements the action.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow that, but if not, just let me know and we'll work it out. But staggering.
There's no specific order you have to use them.
Okay, so staggering smite, so because it's going to compound 46 psychic damage on anything I do.
Okay.
and it'll be a wisdom saving throw of 23, just so you can go ahead and have that ready. And if you do fail it, it just makes it he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Sure. Okay.
And then for my actions, I'm going to attack with a longsword, and I get to do that twice.
Okay.
And I also have bonuses on hit, so this should be pretty decent. Math. That 19 was 33 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a big bonus. Okay. I'll go ahead and roll both.
Okay.
27.
Hits.
Okay, so both attack will hit.
Mm-hmm. And so that's 2, you said wisdom saves, or?
No. That's just my 2, because I get to attack twice. So that's just me just go ahead and getting the rolls out of the way. You only have to do 1 wisdom save. And so wisdom save of 23.
Well, he rolled a 6.
So he has disadvantage on attack rolls and or ability checks.
Okay. And let's roll that sweet, sweet damage.
Let's do it. I got to roll a lot of dice, so I'm going to try to do math real quick. So I don't want to waste any time. Okay. That plus... And then I got to do... So base damage is... before any additives is going to be 18, and then I got to do 4d6.
And what kind of damage is it?
Radiant.
Okay.
Because I imbued my weapon with magic. Okay, so then on top of that, this is going to be psychic damage on top of it. 10, 16, 17, 18. That's not good rolls. 28 psychic damage on top of it. And then, whatever my spell buddies do, which is, let's see, 3, and I did have 4th level, so 8. All the damage. 21.
21. All right, good turn. And that's your action bonus action. Do you want to use movement?
I do not.
All right. Well, you about to get a dragon
Yep.
in your face.
Bring it, Pepe Le Pew.
So, the dragon is going to stare you down, and it is going to use its breath weapon against you. So, out of its mouth comes billowing fire, and I need, that's a 60-foot cone, so I need everyone, including Talia, to make a dexterity saving throw.
Does she technically get a +10 so she's next to me? Even though she's an enemy?
Yes, she would.
Yay, me.
Don't
Natural 20.
Well, you
Got a
don't need it.
19.
19
wait,
with
a
the
dex?
plus 10?
No. I rolled a 19, and then
Okay.
it's a dex saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20. It's plus 10. It's 30.
Okay. Elbereth and Richard. By
17.
Richard, I'm in interest. 17, okay.
20.
All right. So, for anyone who rolled below a 21, you are going to take 59 points of fire damage. Everybody else is going to take half that. Alia, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, wait. I still have to figure out my.
+10.
What did you say?
Wisdom
A
save.
wisdom
hit?
saving throw.
No.
Oh, the hit for you was 59 minus 2, which would be 24.
Okay.
So, Holy Aura is gone now.
Oh,
There's
Oh.
no way I could make that con save to keep the concentration.
I mean, you could always try.
I didn't.
Okay.
I tried, but I did not make it.
Dang it.
Alright, what am I rolling?
Wisdom saving throw.
Plus 10.
Wisdom is my like lowest. Well,
You get-
no, strength is my lowest. Plus 10. Alright.
Yep.
So 21.
All right. So, as you get struck with this fire, you feel your mind clear, and you are no
Okay.
longer dominated.
Hallelujah.
It is now Ken. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Kenos's action. As a bonus action. Sorry, I'm reading this. So he is going to. I need Malthael
Mm-hmm.
to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. I'm good at that. 38.
Okay. So the dragon is going to bare its teeth at you. Fire is going to lick out of its mouth. Its eyes blaze red and smoke bellows from its nostrils. A sight that would terrify any normal person, but you remain strong as you stare into the face of this dreaded creature.
Look, I just
And
stare at it, get a little bit of slobber on me, and just kind of wipe it off.
Hello.
It is now these things' turn. They are all going to move in.
Oh no.
So, 4 of them are going to attack Elbereth. So we are going dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay. And 16.
No.
Okay. So you're going to take 8 points of slashing damage. Second one is going to take an attack. That's going to miss. So this one takes a swipe at you. And the one to your directly to your right takes one swipe at you, but throws itself off balance. And as it tries to reach out and hit you with the second one, trips on its own feet and goes prone. This lady here is going to take a swipe at you, but she's only got one arm. She only gets one attack, and she's going to miss. Lastly, this creature here is going to take a swipe at you. 18 is the first attack,
Oh,
and which I believe hits.
yeah.
And then the second one was higher than that, so that one's going to hit as well.
I think, hold on. I want to,
12.
can't find
You
that
are
one.
going to take 18 points of slashing damage.
Is that one thing?
Were any of these individuals purged by the fire?
I did forget about that. Thank you.
Okay.
What's their dex?
I was thinking about it, and I saw Liam doing it in chat, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Thank you, Liam.
Nice. All right, so
Yeah, so that probably did some good work.
one of them
Nice.
survived.
Oh, that's different.
Thank you,
So
Dragon.
you get back all of the damage you took
Okay.
because they were dead. They couldn't do the damage.
Woot.
Good catch, Liam. So, I need to add a turn back because I accidentally deleted the token I used for the turn. But it is now Elbereth's turn.
I'm on my turn.
It's after
Not your
Elbrus.
turn yet.
I know.
Okay. So I forgot about that thing. So I will do the -5 plus 10 thing.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
great arm mastery.
Nah. 19.
Well, no, yeah, it hits. Very
Okay.
solidly.
That will be
A lot.
Oh, I get to re-roll these. That's right, because I think on the last one I was like, oh, these are so low, but I get to re-roll those. I think I have to re-roll 1s and 2s. Somewhere. I don't see it, but I'm like fairly certain that's where the numbers are. Oh yeah, there. Re-roll 1 and 2. So those are both a 1 and a 2. That's a 2. 6, 4, 10, 17, 27 magic slashing.
Okay. So oops. Your sword comes down on this person, makes very good purchase, and you see some arterial spray come out of your hit, but while he is bleeding profusely, he is not dead, but he looks to be hanging on by a thread.
All right, I will. What is that? 20.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. What is these? Okay.
What's your damage modifier?
7.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
He's dead, Jim.
The lowest, I guess, with the great weapon.
Had 1.
Wow.
He had 1.
Oh yeah, it's
your minimum it would be 18. Because +7 +10 for great weapon mastery, and if you rolled a 1 on the damage, so yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
All right. So you still have a bonus action and movement left.
Okay. I guess, yeah, let's. Huh. Get out of the way. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Oh wait. Oh, but that doesn't matter. I was like, I get a bonus action, but I don't think I can. I mean, an extra thing for the great weapon master, but I don't think I can. Let's see.
You can
2,
also use your movement to move up to
3,
the gold dragon
4,
as well.
5. Oh, I have 40 feet of movement? Why am I so fast? So he is down here within, like, range?
Yeah, so, I mean, from where you're at, you only use 25. So if you want, you could even move around to get advantage or to make room for
30,
Sir Richard.
Right, yeah, I was just like, okay, so he's on the ground, right? That says 40? There?
Yes, he is not flying. He is not flying.
Okay. Okay, so I can make a melee weapon attack as a bonus action because I killed the other thing.
All right.
So I can still do the minus. Well, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if. I don't remember what the.
It is a dragon.
Okay, I'm gonna not do it. Okay, so oh gosh. Oh, but that's 17.
17. So you bring your sword down after running up there, and unfortunately, your edge alignment is not good, and so it glances off the scaly skin of the dragon, and your attack is ineffective.
Wait, what did you attack him with?
A sword.
A sword.
A great
okay.
sword, a magic great sword.
So that
But
is
I just didn't roll
your
very high.
entire movement, action, and bonus action. So Idris, it is your turn.
Let's go.
All right.
Wait, it's not my
Mr.
turn?
Talius?
I am so sorry, Talia. It is your turn.
Oh my, come on.
Look, your tokens are so
Waiting.
similar on the tracker.
No, they're not.
Darn, Azamar, all look the
It
same.
even says
Racist.
You said
I
it,
want
not
to do
me.
something, but it will hurt Mathael. But then again, it will hurt Mathael. So,
I'll encourage it.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. She
he's gonna
wakes up from the casting or whatever. And in a rage of that happened, she casts level 8 Arms of Hadar.
Awesome. Let me look up what that does.
I'm in danger.
You encouraged it.
I know. I stand by it.
All right, so it is a strength saving throw. On a failed save, takes 2d6 necrotic and can't take reactions. All right, cool. So let's roll for that. So he's going to take a legendary resistance and pass that save.
I rolled crazy high. So what's the save?
That's good. 18.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, you take half damage, but
Okay.
suffer no other effect.
Yeah, what's the damage?
I didn't roll it yet. I'm just gonna click the button on here so I don't have to do the math. 26, so 13.
Oh, you upcast. Okay, I was like, I said 2d6. Okay, so you said 36 total, so 18 halved?
No, 26. So
Oh,
it's
26,
13.
so yeah.
13.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. You have bonus action and movement.
Right, hold on. Under my bonus actions again. 2 over fighting. I don't see a good bonus action unless I'm missing something. No. That's it.
All right, now it is Idris's turn.
Yeehaw. All right, so I
How
have
many of
30
those
feet of movement.
legendary things does he have?
You would know.
Yeah, we don't get to know that.
Dang it.
It would help if I had the select and move. All right, so we're gonna go big here. This is for
We're
you,
gonna hold.
Malthael.
Do it.
We're gonna cast a guiding bolt at 5th level
Nice.
to try to give you advantage so you can crit fish.
Ooh.
Cool.
Let's see if this hits, baby. Dang it.
And
That's a
Got-
12.
Yeah, so you're like,
And that was so
ah,
close to a
I got you,
20.
Mathael. Cast it, and it just flies wide and is completely ineffective.
All right, well, that's all I can do.
Nice. Top of the round, Malthael.
that would have been so good. Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no time like the present. Okay. Well, here we go again. Let's roll some hits, shall we? Because we're going to kind of rinse and repeat. So we're doing bonus action first to stack some smites. And then he needs to roll a wisdom save throw.
Cool.
But what's funny is, so I don't know how that works because he failed it last time, which causes him to have disadvantage on ability checks. So I don't know.
Yep, but
The
this is a
concent-
save, not an ability check.
Okay. So we should be fine.
And the polymorph he cast does not require concentration.
Mm-mm. Okay.
And those of you in the know know that it's true polymorph.
Yep. So the save is 23. But
Very good spell.
He failed that, but he will expend a legendary resistance to save.
Okay. All right. Math.
Oh, Stormer Liam's pointing out that the map should be dragged a little bit.
I am not in charge of the map.
Oh,
I'll move it up. Yep. Okay. So first hit 24.
Hits.
Okay. Well, yeah. So second one also hits because it's higher.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of. Actually, I'm going to. So many freaking things. I'm gonna do that so I get to actually use one reroll. One of them crits.
Ooh.
I needed that. Oh gosh, this won't mess so bad.
Level 4 smite, please, and thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And my sword has an ability, but we'll get to that. Is he
Okay.
below 100 hit points?
Make a perception check. A free perception check to see if you can tell.
The only reason I asked, the sword has an ability, so if he is, something's going to happen. If it's not going to happen. That's natural 17, so that's 27.
Hits.
That was my perception.
Oh, perception check. You can tell that he is not doing well, but he is not yet below half of what his health would be.
Okay. I don't know what that would be, but so I'll just let you know what the effect is whenever we get to that point. All right, so damage. Sorry, I have to roll a lot of things. Yeah, I got to roll a lot of dice, so bear with me.
I mean, it is a dragon, so a lot is good.
Yeah. Okay, so the radiant is going to be 8 plus 13 is 20. 23 points of radiant.
Very nice.
And then I got to do the psychic. That's 25 points of psychic. And then I got to do my spell buddies because they're still going. Where are they at? They are. Okay. Let's just. Mm-hmm. 15 points of necrotic.
Ooh.
Now,
Very nice.
as an ability, I'll just let you know as a DM. So, like, if he is below 100 hit points, only because I had a critical hit, that he has to make a Constitution saving throw. Now, granted, he's probably going to pass because it's pretty low. It's a DC 15. If he fails, it instantly tears the life from the user, and they are reduced to 0 hit points.
Okay. He does not have to make the save.
Of course, he doesn't.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. That's all I
Alright,
got.
so-
This is fine.
It is Kenos' turn.
Dang it.
And the fact that you just tore him up, he is
Yep.
going to attack you. He is going to make 3 attacks.
Dang it.
First one is going to be a 19 to hit.
Nope.
Second one is going to be a 33 to hit.
Well, that'll hit.
And the last one is going to be a 22 to hit.
Nope.
All right, cool. And he is going to do, not bad, 22 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
$35.
All right, cool. So he swipes at you with his claw twice, and he attempts to bite you. Only one of his claws is able to hit. You feel a little bit of fear begin to bubble up, but once again, your stalwart presence is you're able to push it down, and you stare into the maw of this being. Elbereth.
All right. Cool. So we'll start with, I guess, a little haste, and
Okay.
so I'll get to what those other things are in a second. Okay, so haste is okay. Additional action. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So I think
A ridiculous spell.
Okay, and so when it says your action can be taken the attack, do I get 2 attacks with that or what? So it's like a total of 3 or 4?
So it essentially it's like an action surge, except the only way you can use it is with an attack.
Right. So do I
like,
get 3 or 4?
How many would you normally get?
2.
Then you get 3.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. You get an entire new action, so it would be 4.
Okay.
Plus, you get a +2 to your AC, and your speed is doubled. And
All
you
right.
have advantage on all your saving on dexterity saving throws, which again, ridiculous.
Haste is insane for a 3rd
It is.
level.
Oh wait, right. And I wanted to come over here.
Nice. So you get advantage on all 4 of those attacks.
All right. So first we have 27.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay.
Hit pretty much anything but a Tarask.
Okay. So we'll do, I guess, the damage.
So if you want to roll all 4 of your attacks and then roll all 4 damage together,
Okay.
that might be easier.
Okay. All right. So that will be 19 plus 12 for the second.
For the attack for the attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
And then 15 plus 12 for the third attack.
Yep, hits.
And 18 plus 12 for the fourth attack.
Ridiculous, but yes. All 4 of your attacks hit. Did you do that with Great Weapon Mastery?
Well, see, I was going to change my mind after the first one, but I wasn't sure. And so I don't even know if I can change my mind between the two. But no, for the first one, I was just like, I don't know. He's a dragon, so I wasn't sure.
Okay.
But then after this first one, I forgot to ask about that. Okay.
Yep. Permanently banned from virtual dice. As you have been
absolutely.
multiple times.
Not even gonna lie, Matt can attest to this. I literally, before this, he's like, how do you want us to roll? And I'm like, y'all can do whatever you want, but Bex is going to roll physical.
Yeah.
Apparently, I need to be as well.
Like, Elbereth cannot die in this one shot. You are rolling physical.
Yeah. Like, this cannot happen.
Seriously. Okay, so that's going to be... I'm going to need... Okay, those are 1s and 2s. Wait, and never you have that goes again with sorry, with the... Where is my thing about the 1s and 2s? Like, I know that's a thing.
Whether you can re-roll 1s and 2s?
Your great weapon fighting.
Okay, so I can just... You re-roll the die and must use a new roll. Okay, so... Re-roll these. What does a U mean? Oh, I guess it's a 1? Okay. So I know, Max, I know. Yeah, I get it, you're hungry.
So is this dragon.
So, 20 plus 12
32.
plus 28.
It's gross. Alright?
And I would like to give all my smites.
Nice.
Good answer.
I need more dice. Hold on. Now I have to pull out all the d8s because also improved smite. Should have had these dice already. I didn't really think I never remember that I'm have to roll physical dice, and so I never have them out. And I'm not really used to having to roll a bunch of dice before. Okay, here's these. No, to reroll. Okay, so 3d8 times 4 is 12, right?
12d8, yeah.
So I'll roll both these 6 twice. Oops.
Clerics, man.
Okay, so that is 30 radiant
Mm-hmm.
plus 25 radiant.
Okay. So as you come down with your 4 attacks, you make good contact with each one, and with each one you add just a little bit more, pumping him just full of radiant damage. And as he does so, his dragon form drops. And as his dragon form drops, he looks at you and says, "Well done. I'm afraid I won't be able to stick around for much longer, but I can guarantee you I'll be seeing you very soon." And he waves his hand, and with a wave of his hand, a portal opens up behind him, and he steps back and through, and dimension doors away, dropping both the rod and the jug on the ground before him. And he is gone, and you are out of initiative.
Yeah, you better run.
As you say that, the crowd becomes unfrozen. And instead of the cacophony that was the revelry that you experienced earlier, you hear a small din grow to a murmur, grow to shouts and screams of fear as people begin to look around at each other. You see women who look to be in their late teens, early 20s, begin to look around and collapse and cry for their mothers as you realize that these 19 and 18-year-olds were 3 and 4 when this blight began. You see men with gray beards and balding heads look to themselves in horror as they see age spots on their hands and wrinkles, looking down at this great gray beard that they don't recognize. And just as the panic begins to swell and become overbearing, a portal opens up behind you, and Leniel steps through. "All right, that's enough. We need you back here. Come along."
Just give these poor people an existential crisis and leave.
Yep.
You're needed back. You have another mission. Leave these creatures to whatever fate they have left for them.
I'm pretty sure we came to save them. You really call this saving?
Well, they're no longer under the blight now, are they? Let them live their lives. There's nothing more that you can do. Unless you feel like hugging a baby, which he looks around and says, if there were any left.
What did the time of day do once all this transpired? Is it back to day? Is it night?
So it is still night, but you do notice that the moon has moved almost all the way through the sky. But at this point, it seems to be still and stationary and normal.
Sure.
You say that we saved them from the blight, but they are still facing the rather odd consequences of it. I don't think
That is
that's
not
what
your
Charlie's
or my
saying.
concern. We did what the gods asked of us.
No. We have not finished.
Talia, I do not have time for this. You have another assignment. Once again, I cannot control when or where you are called upon, but your mission here is over. You are needed back.
I walk.
And he pulls out another case similar to the one he pulled out later. I can tell you to do it, or you can come willingly. Once again, I will leave it to you.
At this point, go ahead.
I'm going to like just walk up to the nearest individual to me,
Mm-hmm.
put my hand on the shoulder, and cast Crusader's Mantle, which gives them it awakens like a boldness of like light and hope inside them, and it's kind of like a contagion effect, so that I'm at least trying to give like one person some form of like drive and hope to spread it on to the rest. But I don't do it grandiose or anything. I just do it in like a subtle way so that I give this guy motivation and then come back and just kind of put my hand on Talia's shoulder and just try to just give a nod as if like we just did something discreetly. Let's go.
Sure. I look around kind of very sadly.
And I look at which of the two did you say this is that's in front of us?
Len Leo.
I look at Lin Leo and see a bunch of souls around him and just kind of give a side smirk.
Come along. Tell me, what do you know of the city of Treylock? And that is where we will end tonight.
Oof.
Awesome.
Oh man.
So,
Oh gosh.
Kenos,
Features
really?
with a meat shield.
that went a little bit longer than we were hoping for, but thank you. I know SJ and Richard are probably exhausted right about now, but thanks for sticking with it. And thanks to everyone who's still watching, too. So,
For sure.
I had fun. Hope y'all had fun.
Indeed.
But, yeah.
For sure. We're not going to stick around to do a post chat because, like we said, this is well past two of our members' bedtime, so we're not going to leave them on any longer. But thank you guys so much for watching this. This was so much fun and a fun little departure from that. Thank you, Bex, for the idea. That's a cool little shift to get to kind of focus on this different part of Elbereth's life. And then
Moral of the story is always share your like random things that just pop into your mind that was not a real idea, but was just like, you know what would be cool? It's just like a passing comment. Just say those random things because sometimes they'll become real.
Yeah, you never know. Just always throw it out there.
I know.
Thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun. It's late. We're tired. We're going to go to bed. But thank you.
Before we do, have a big round of applause for Mr. Stormer.
Absolutely.
Running an excellent game.
Attaboy. SJ, you're not clapping. She was not amused.
I'm catching up.
The cat's clapping.
Attaboy, cat. Yeah, really great job, Mr. Stormer.
Thanks.
Looking forward to, we are planning to do more of these with the other characters. Which Stormer has so graciously agreed to continue to DM. So looking forward to going down that rabbit hole more and exploring what all that has to offer in the different facets that we can do. But that's going to do it for tonight. We need to get these folks some rest. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week with the continuation of our Curse of Strahd campaign and get to see at least one of these characters back in action in the current setting. So thank you guys so much for sticking around tonight. We'll see you next week. But until then, everybody say good night.
Night good.
Till next time.
Peace.